Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of Super Rugby Pacific. Fijian Drua taking on Moana Pasifika for the first time ever. We get to see these two sides go head to head. I'm very excited for it, and hopefully it is going to be a hard-hitting affair. We know it will be though, because these two Pacific Island sides, these guys do not go easy on the opposition. They will try and take each other's heads off, which is why more than likely we might see a yellow card in this match. I feel like that's probably a fair assumption, although the thing is, the discipline of these two sides has actually been pretty good throughout this season. So it is hard to tell what we will see from these two sides. But one thing for sure, and it is going to be an awesome fixture. But if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're only about 3 minutes away from the kickoff. And it's the first of 3 Super Rugby Pacific fixtures that we will be covering on the channel. I'm just going like this. There we go. Looking through at the lineups for these two sides. We will be going through them. And in the starting lineup for Fiji, we will start with, for this matchup, it is Hiareti Hatit, then Togio Tama and Manasa Solo. They are the front row. Then Sila Sila and Orarasia, the two locks. Then Derialangi Dolakoto actually slots in at number 7, which is a weird choice. But I believe it's due to a few stocks maybe being a little bit low for the Fijian Drua in recent times. And then it will be Chireka Davita at number 8. Frank Lamani and Titetela as the 9-10 combo. Vinaya Habosi is back out on the wing, which is always exciting. See that man in action. Ravovo and Vota making up the midfield, and then Ratave and also Taliga are the last 2 names in the starting lineup for the Fijian Drua. Then for Moana Pasifika, it will be Abraham Poli, Rainuia, and Sakopi Kipu as the front row. Curry and McRobbie as the 2 locks. Then Tui Palotu slotting in at number 6. Solomoni Funaki at 7. And then Time Stowers at number 8. Enery, Lincoln McClutchy, they are the 9-10. Tavatava Nawai out on the left wing. Danny Tuala and Solomoni Kata as the midfield, and then Timafaya Nuku out on the right wing, and William Havili slotting in as fullback. Those are the sides. This is going to be a great match. I have a feeling that this is going to be the perfect way to start a Saturday. We've got 2 more matches taking place later on tonight, like I mentioned. We have also got there Justin in the chat, and also EYZ is here as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Do let me know your score predictions, ladies and gentlemen, for this matchup between these two sides. I got the draw by 11, says Nod Mum. It's as if you knew I was going to ask, because you've timed that perfectly. But I hope you are doing well, Nod Mum. And I hope you are excited for the games that we have got on for today. And also, we have got the how's everyone doing, says Ed Vogel. I'm excited for this matchup. These two sides, we've never seen it happen before for them playing off, I guess you could say. So that is why it should be very entertaining. And also, we've got their Sunday Super Rugby tomorrow, Chiefs Rugby, yes. And there it says it was read. It is indeed the Chiefs versus the Rebels. They will be the game that is taking place tomorrow. But we have still got the 3 games on today. And also Champions Cup tonight. Leinster taking on Toulouse, which should be a very exciting one. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. I will quickly go like this. Deal with the hay fever, of course, because hay fever is always here. There we go. Right, CommBank Stadium will be where this game is being played, in front of not a huge crowd, unfortunately. I thought there would be more people in attendance. I certainly know if this game was played in Fiji or anywhere else, they would have had probably a sellout for this matchup. But Tamofe Tavatava Nawai, tackle breaks, 33 so far throughout Super Rugby Pacific 2022. 33 is a huge number compared with the fact that they have only played about 10 games, the Moana Pasifika side. But the Fijian Drua, they are making their way out onto the field now. I believe there'll be quite a standoff between these two sides. Derialangi, he is excited for this one. Draw by 20 plus. And also Super Rugby Friday next, yes. And there it says, read it also, we have got the CommBank. It's a great stadium though, says Ed. It is. It's a very nice stadium. It's a shame that they haven't been able to fill it up a little bit more. It's like, I think we had one of the games, was it Australia versus Argentina? Was that the game that did get played at CommBank? Or was it Australia, South Africa? One of the games though, I think they did end up having it there. They are showing currently the Lakoto. He is going to be rearing to go for this matchup, and he is actually starting at number 7 rather than actually at 2 like he normally would be. So we'll be interested to see how he does slot in. And also we have got the why do you use Eden Park as the background? Says Ed, it pretty much saves me a job because Eden Park's the next location. There you go. That's literally the only reason. It's just so that I didn't have to change it. I'll probably have Eden Park for the Waratahs versus Hurricanes game as well, if I'm being completely honest. But HBF Park next to me, so I guess that's a little bit worse, as there isn't even a Western Force game this week. At the moment now, Jonathan Tamatine got a big smile on his face, and it looks like there is going to be a challenge laid down by Moana Pasifika. And so Kopi Kepu, he is going to be half by in charge of this one. But currently, this is a big moment. First time ever, like I mentioned, that we are going to get to see Moana Pasifika take on the Fijian Drua. And the big question is, who will be able to get the early momentum in this game? We've seen some good stuff from Fijian Drua, although last week was a game that they certainly will want to forget. They were defeated by the Hurricanes, and then Moana Pasifika, they were actually defeated by the Waratahs, but that was only by 6 points rather than the 60 or so that it was in favour of the Hurricanes up against the Drua. We'll quickly go like this. We'll go like this as well. One moment, I am just getting everything sorted out so that it is ready to go for the later stages. The Hakas are just taking place currently. And also we have got the, yes, it's great to be a part of history. Says Justin there, it is indeed. There we go. I have put Combank Stadium behind me yet for yourself there. And now the Fijian Drua, they are not looking intimidated one bit at this point in time. Now the Haka has been done by Moana Pasifika, and now they will get to witness the Haka of the Fijian Drua. And they're actually setting themselves up in a triangle formation, similar to the arrowhead. See, I feel like I should be commentating this, but I don't know what to commentate because they're doing the Hakas. And also, hello, people says, Paddy Wagon, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And also, when I played rugby, our high score we ever got was 112-12. And that was when we've got 4 points for a try. Says Justin, geez, that's impressive. 112 points is certainly a lot. I assume that's with, did you get 2 points for conversions, or was it just 4 points for the try and no conversion for yourself, Justin? Do let me know. And also, I'm stuffed today. You were heavily drinking yesterday by the sounds of it. So that may be, I guess, the sacrifice to pay for it. Currently, Fijian Drua, they are doing the Haka. And also, I'm going to take a shower to try and help. And there's Paddy. But now the challenge has been laid down by the Fijian Drua. And we are now going to be ready to go. Kopi Kepu, he is not looking intimidated one bit. I think Enery, he is going to be excited to start this matchup, starting at number 9, coming off the bench, Jonathan Tamatine. And also we have got the, I wouldn't call it heavy. Hello, says Sebastian, welcome in, mate. And also we have got the, hopefully we see lots of tries and no cards. And there says Nov Mum, yeah, I am in agreement. And that's the thing. If it's anything like the last few matches for the Fijian Drua and Moana Pasifika, I think they'll almost be all right. Maybe 1 yellow card per team. I'm hoping it's nothing more than that. I really don't want any reds because or else then I feel like it will heavily affect how this game does end up going. This is the first of 3 matches that we are going to be covering on the channel, and it is a matchup, first of all, between Moana Pasifika, then the Fijian Drua. Then after that, we have got the Reds versus the Blues, which should be a very exciting game. And then after that one, we have got Waratahs versus Hurricanes, followed by another game that has taken place, and that will be the matchup taking place between Leinster and Toulouse. So that is a big one. 2 points for the conversion. The opposite team got 12 points due to their captain jumping on their team because they had run out of players due to our captain jumping on their team. Wait, so they got 12 because your captain scored for them. That is quite impressive. That was the only tries that they were able to get in the match. And also we've got how are you doing, Betty? And hey everyone, those Hakas gave me chills. Says yeah, that's the thing. The hardest part about commentating little moments like that is you don't know what to say. You just kind of want to watch it, but then you can't sit in silence for a few minutes. So you just got to fill in time. Pretty much Battle of the Islands. Says Tesla, it certainly is. And both of these sides, they will be raring to go. I think we are just waiting for the kickoff to take place. Lincoln McClutchy will be kicking this one off for Moana Pasifika. There is some sort of stoppage. Okay, technical issues with the referee's communication seems to be what is happening there. So he is just getting a little bit more attention. I think that is actually Graham Cooper on the touchline. The James Dolman, he will be in charge of this match. Okay, so James Dolman, I think he's having a little bit of trouble with the communications. Can you hear me? Can you hear me is what he is saying. I don't actually realize, but the referees have to wear like a full-on vest with all their equipment on it. I thought it was just a little mic pack down the bottom, but that is actually quite impressive. And also those Blues rock. And there says Justin, yeah, they're going to be taking on the Reds in a short moment. And that will be the 7:05 p.m. kickoff. But all the players are kind of sitting there just waiting for this opportunity. I guess the tension will slowly be building. Chirika Davita looks like he's not there to make friends. He's there to make possibly a few people a bit sore tomorrow. Now ready to go. Almost. Hopefully. That Joe Stolman, he's still having a bit of trouble. Lincoln McClutchy's just sitting there going, come on. I was ready to go 5 minutes ago. Right. We've got a countdown. 5 seconds now before this game gets underway between the Fijian Drua and Moana Pasifika. And we are underway between these two sides. It will be Lincoln McClutchy. Oh no, the ref's got to do up his shorts. I think Lincoln McClutchy is just waiting. James Dolman's going to do a double loop around the shorts to make sure that they stay up throughout the match. Still waiting. Gets the thumbs up. Right, we're ready to go. A little bit anticlimactic, but we're finally here. And I was like, okay, there. Fijian Drua sucks in there. Well, they're a very new team. So at the end of the day, you're always going to have, I guess, a little bit of greenness when it comes to being able to work out how to play in a new competition. It's like the South African sides. They did take a bit of time to adapt to the URC in the early stages. It's going to be fired back into the pocket and kicked downfield from Titatela. Now on the halfway line, it will be William Havili goes off to Lincoln McClutchy. Now Tima Whainanuk, who had a bit of a rough game last week, but we'll want to forget it pretty quickly. Solomon Kata with a nice run forward. Now Henry passes it back across halfway. Still for Moana Pasifika, and it looks like William Havili goes for the kick in behind. Doesn't end up finding touch with it. And now it's going to be taken nicely by Kitione Talia. Now off into the hands of, I believe that was Big Upper Salomi Vota, who has been driven backwards into that tackle. And it's a penalty in favour of the Fijian Drua. Well, Frank Lamani already having a bit of a push and a shove with Eritara Eneri. We are only 1 minute through this matchup, and it seems like already the tensions are a bit high. What's that? Oh, it was actually Vinaya Haborsi who did have that carry. It was great to see him back in the lineup as he was missing from the last game for the Fijian Drua and their defeat up against the Hurricanes. 1 moment, ladies and gentlemen, we will go like this. There we go. We are fixed just for now. Hay fever is still a thing. Luckily, yesterday, I didn't really have to deal with too much hay fever. Today, though, it seems like it's worse because it's overcast and cloudy. It was actually raining earlier on as well. But now a good run from Chirika Davita, tackled low by Lincoln McClutchy, though. Lamani looking off to the left-hand side. And it will be in the big hands of Rarasia. Still hanging on to this one. The Fijian Drua go back across to Hitit. Does look like he's going to have to carry just a little bit too high there and almost ended up getting held up. But is able to wrestle his way to the ground now. That back line movement about to open up for the Fijian Drua. Chirika Davita once again gets the carry. Still hanging on to it. Titatela now goes back to Rarasia. Now off straight through the gap. Upper Salomi Vota almost able to go through. But it has good defense so far throughout the early stages from Moana Pasifika, not allowing the Drua to get too many meters, although that was a mistake from Frank Lamani. He was waiting for the ball at the back, looking where he was going to pass it, and instead he did actually end up just completely missing the ball. But now it is in the hands of Moana Pasifika. Danny Tawala gives it off to Lincoln McClutchy, and he will be clearing the lines of Moana Pasifika. At the moment, these two sides, it seems like both of them are putting together some pretty decent phases in the early stages, which is great to see. It looks like a dry afternoon at Combank Stadium. Frank Lamani, he was waiting for the ball to pop out the back, but it wasn't there for him as it had popped out the side, and Henry teammate Stowers, he had seen it straight away and was able to make the most of it. But now it will be Serio Togi Otama with the line-out throw for the Fijian Drua. It's gone straight over the top, and now it's a loose ball. It doesn't sit up nicely for anyone, and Lincoln McClutchy does kick it in behind, but it's gone straight into the hands of the Fijian Drua. Now looking for the 50-22. Slowly curling towards the touchline. Tamothi Tavatavanawa able to clean it up. Now William Havili does kick it for touch, and it will be another line out We have got there, my 6-year-old son has hay fever. He sneezes 4 times, minimum, maximum around about 9 times, says Justin there. Yeah, it is one of those ones that is just, it very much sucks because you can't really do too much about it unless you find the perfect, I guess, hay fever tablet. And I haven't found that yet. I've tried about 3, and all of them have just not really worked. So that's unfortunate. Also, we have got there, Blues good, came say it. Blues good, come say it to my face. Says Keyboard Emperor there. Now it is going to be sitting there just a little bit out from the line. And also we have got there, hi from Amelia. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. Kicked in behind. Nicely taken there by Talia. Got the ball now on the halfway line. It's a good accelerated run from him, trying to go straight through a gap, but that gap got closed up pretty quick by Michael Curry. And also the captain, Sakopi Kepu. Now Lamani goes off to Hiareti Hatit. Still hanging on to this one and come at me, bro. And there's Sebastian. Now going to be passing it back across. Now nice step in the midfield. Good offload as well from the Fijian Drua. And now starting to make a couple extra meters for them going Lamani. These names are not rolling off my tongue today, unfortunately. There's a few tricky ones out there. Rarasia, beautiful offload to Hiareti Hatit inside ball to Lamani, who tries to step the Fijian Drua only 10 meters out from the line now. Tete Tela plays halfback to Rikadavita. Now Ravovo in the midfield. Ball on the inside. And Rikadavita scores. And that will be the first try of his career for Super Rugby, which is very nicely done. And Drua, good, give them a few years, says Tesla, exactly right. And also my younger brother is Crook, and I swear I become the most overprotective sister whenever he's sick. And there says Amelia, and also speedy recovery to your wee brother, says Sebastian, exactly right. And hopefully he does feel better soon. Is it currently, school holidays just ended, didn't they? Well, they did for us. Wow, my arm's like see-through. That's weird, isn't it? That's the thing, though. I probably shouldn't wear a slightly green hoodie in front of a green screen and not expect to become slightly see-through. But Te Aoharu Rikadavita has been able to score that first try. And, of course, I'm going to have to check to see how to spell that, because that is not the easiest name in the world to be able to spell. So we'll go like this. Fijian Drua try scorers. Oops, that's not scorers. Scorers. And it was Rikadavita. The thing is, he plays for Tasman throughout the Bunnings CBC, but he doesn't score a lot of tries, which is why I haven't really had to spell his name too often in the past. And I was at Thanks Sebastian School Holidays ended a few weeks ago. See, I'm very much so behind, aren't I, in terms of what is happening in the world. Because I think, yeah, they went back here a little while ago, which I thought was last week. But my weeks go by way too quick because I always work on the theory of like rugby each weekend is my week. And then I forget how many weeks have been this year. I mean, we're already into the 5th month. This year has disappeared almost halfway through it. But now we'll be a line out for Moana Pasifika. My mum gave me her bedroom for the day. I gave him a portable heater in my room to keep him warm. And my mum is making him a batch of pumpkin soup for him. And there says Amelia, I've never really had pumpkin soup, which is probably not what was supposed to come out of that story. But I've realized I don't really have a lot of soup other than I've had chicken and corn soup. I think are the only 2 soups I've ever tried, which sounds a bit sad, really, doesn't it? Now it's going to be Vinaya Habos. See this man? No one's catching him. They aren't going to be able to stop him. And Vinaya Habosi gets himself another try. And it kind of came out of nowhere as well. He was just sitting way back, and they got themselves the interception, goes bang, and Habosi scores. And now the Fijian Drua, they're going to be 2 tries ahead. Habosi, there we go. That one's a nice, easy one to spell. But Habosi just broke a tackle, and then from there, he was gone. William Havili, the fullback, missing the tackle, which did mean that there was a massive gap behind, and Habosi able to score it. Very nicely done. He just jumps on the interception. And Tosso Duratoso there says Jay edits. And also we have got there. My mum used to give me her room when I was sick. I remember, or when I was little, I remember, says Justin there as well. One moment, we will go like this. There we go. I should mention to anyone who is just tuning in now, I am not sick. It is just hay fever, which is pretty much the pollen in the air has decided that it wants to infect my nostrils and make me sneeze all the time. And never give that man space. He's a bullet train. He certainly is. And also, it's the only soup he will eat. You won't touch any other soup, says Amelia there. And also, the try, says Sebastian. I made some soup on Cooking Simulator the other day, which was a very interesting one. And also, who do you think the fastest rugby player is in the Pacifica Cup? Oh, that's a very tough one because there are a lot of quick players currently. I mean, see, I can think of about 5 to 10 that I want to name. But one specific, I mean, it's a very tough question. Like, that's the thing. You give any of these wingers space, they're going to make you pay. And they're going to go straight down the wing. Made pumpkin soup in primary school. In primary school for Halloween. It was damn good, says Justin. Now backline movement. Going to be Tima Whaia now. Nuku goes off to Solomon Kata. Trying to cut his way through some of the defenders. Now Eri Tara Inari passes it back up into the hands of, I believe it was their number one, Abraham Polly. It is going to be the offside advantage now in favour of Moana Pasifika. That's a loose ball. And it's going back for the penalty. I got drawn by 11. And then GTO stomped his way in. Says it was Hex. And also we have got there watching from Edmonton, brother. Cheers. Says the Puck. And I do appreciate you being here, mate. We have got 3 games back to back today. This is the first. Then it is Reds versus Blues. And then after that, it will be Waratahs taking on the Hurricanes, which should be a very exciting game. And 20 plus, I shall receive 40, or I should receive 40 plus. Drua mean mana. There's Justin. And that's the thing. 14-0 after 10 minutes. They have started this match exactly how they would have wanted to. Although now, with that penalty going against them, William Harvey, he has got that one only 5 meters out from the line. And it will now be a line-out opportunity for Moana Pasifika to try and fire back straight away. Just going to be an important aspect for them in this matchup. But currently, it is 10 minutes, 45 seconds. Territory 59% in favour of the Fijian Drua. And now Rainuia, he will be ready to throw this ball in. Goes to the back. It's a risky one. It's a bit wonky as well. And it sits up for the Fijian Drua. And I believe it was actually one of their forwards who have kicked that ball in behind. Going to be taken very nicely. In fact, it was Kitione Talia who did end up his first receiver. And I was like, yeah, it's bloody disgusting. It's legit a processed crap put in the cheese slice and it's borderline disgusting. I can't stand the smell or the texture of it. American cheese, I can only be described as appalling. See, I know that Subway on their website, or on Uber Eats, I tried to order Isaac some Subway. He wouldn't let me, so I just bought him 12 Subway cookies, as I guess you could say, as a peace offering. Not really peace offering. It was just, he said that he had tea, so I was like, right, I'll get you dessert then. But they call it pale triangle cheese on the Uber Eats. And I'd always thought that it was just cheddar, the like kind of more pale cheese. I guess it's the perfect description of it, pale triangle cheese. But I never realized it was called pale triangle cheese on their description. I thought it was just cheddar, but I guess I was wrong. But now it's going to be thrown in, nicely taken at the front by Alex McRobbie. Now going for the rolling ball, 22 meters out from the line. Solomone Funaki breaks up. No one's there. Oh, no, there is one play. He's bumped him off there. Ratave unable to stop him. And big Solomone Funaki goes in for the try now. As someone in the crowd, they would not expected that big run down the wing from Solomone Funaki, and he ran just straight over the top of Ratave in the process. We all go like this. Moana Pasifika, they have been able to get themselves a try back in this contest now, but Solomone Funaki, you're going to have to shut that man down because that was way too much space. Just ends up breaking straight over the tackle of Ratave, which is not an easy thing to do. In fact, it's near impossible for anyone but a big man in a front row, but he just gets rid of Anisi Ratave. Frank Lamani, I think he tripped over his feet, and then Dedi Alangi unable to stop him, and that makes it another try. And also, let's go Fijian Drua, says Josh, and also go Moana go, and also nice one, Moana Pasifika, and I'll eat it in a cheeseburger, but not like the ones you get like Coles or Woolies. And also we have got there, someone's getting a red card in the 35th minute, and imagine thinking it's a nice mild cheddar. It turns out to be American cheese when you taste it, the horror. And also the try for Moana Pasifika there. Oh, I like the emoji, Sebastian. I just realized like anytime we do end up with like a side who don't have a flag or anything, you always find a way of putting them in like a decent emoji. I can't remember what it was last year or earlier this year that we didn't have, but one of the sides, I mean, we've got the slap one, of course, but that's not the one that I was thinking of. And also, hi, go the Fijian Drua. And there says DC. But it's just Solomoni Funaki using his size. Goes straight over as Solomoni Funaki. Be very happy with that. Whoever that medic was looks like he could also run out on the field if he wanted to. He was actually quite a large individual in terms of like looking like he would be able to lift quite a bit of weight, which is unlike me. I'm quickly going to go like this and go like this as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. We are currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. A few of the regulars will be getting sick of hearing me say that, but we are very close. So if you do want to help us out, it is hugely appreciated, as I think we might be able to get towards around 875 by the end of the weekend. We have got there. Yeah, I use these two, the Fijian boat or the Drua, and then also the sun and the waves Moana, says Sebastian there as well. I feel like we need special emojis for each of the sides, but we do need, I think YouTube have a thing how you're not allowed more emojis. Like it has to replicate how many members you've got. But I would love to be able to have like team logos, like what we did for New Zealand in the Springboks, like having something like that maybe coming up. So maybe for the Rugby Championship, we look at adding the 4 main sides in some form or another. But now teammate Stowers going short side for Moana Pasifika, and it's starting to look like they're starting to free up a little bit of space. That was Solomoni Funaki, who was making his way forward. Now Eri Tara Inari passes it off to Alex McRobbie. He's dropped the ball. Dedi Alangi has picked it up. And now the Drua have got this ball back. Someone needs to pick it up. Manasa Solo was unable to do so, but it's gone forward, they have said. So it is a gentleman, or it is in gentlemen, we have a game, and that shower did help me. I feel a bit better, says Paddy there as well. And the other side of things is probably sleep will be your other best friend in that situation. Manasa Solo there. Oh, I don't know whether that was a knock-on. Unfortunately, also maybe for the Super Rugby final, I'll do them myself if you're okay with it. As soon as we know who the two sides are, says Sebastian. And that would be quite cool. Although I know that for Isaac's ones that he had to do, he had to change them a little bit so that they weren't completely the same, or else I think they can copyright us, which is why there was that little bit of, I guess, a new design. We actually designed them ourselves for those ones. So whether or not it's like the first 3 letters of the team and then you have their logo. Oh, well, I've had an idea if it's the Crusaders, you could do their, their logo. You could have that as the C maybe for the Crusaders or something like that. We'll talk about it a little bit more though when it does get closer, if you are keen on making those ones. It is hugely appreciated. I still have the Santa one. I feel like I'm never going to take that one away just because of the fact that it was made for us. But I guess I can replace it with a new Sebastian emoji in the future. Eretari Henry now goes off to Alex McRobbie, up to the 22 now for Moana Pasifika. And they are on attack. Rainuia back to Lika McClutchy. Danny Tawala trying to break through the defence. And Habosi unable to get the turnover at the same time. Now Rainuia nice inside ball to Sakopi Kepu. A little bit of steam going, but Franklin Marnie, he's been able to rip that ball away. It was a knock on against Enery on the ground, and it's going, oh. Okay, there were 2 knock-ons, so that is why they were going back. And whenever I was crook, I'd always have a hot shower and sit in front of the heat afterwards and then sleep for half a day. And also Reds versus Blues after this. This is Tesla. Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup doing those two sides. Eden Park will be hosting it, so I am excited to see exactly how it goes. And also, by the way, I just realized I completely forgot about the Easter one with my trip to the UK and everything. It just slipped my mind, says Sebastian. It is no worries at all, because I also forgot to remind Isaac about the Easter one. So we skipped Easter. But we filmed an Easter-based video that I took too long to get out. So next year, we're going to have an Easter egg hunt from this year, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, they're getting a little bit of attention here for Moana Pasifika. Looks like there is a player down for a little bit of time, but they're saying that it's quite a nice temperature here for the game. So Kopi Kepu looks like he might have some sort of injury, so hopefully he is going to be all right to be able to continue this matchup. Oh, Okay, 26 degrees Celsius. Currently in New Zealand, we're actually sitting half that, 13 degrees. It doesn't feel like that, though. It's a bit cold at the moment, the way that it is sitting. Right, James Dolman saying, right, let's get on with it. It did take about 5 minutes to get this game underway due to James Dolman having to deal with his technical issues that he did end up with a little bit earlier on. But now it is going to be a scrum feed in favour of the Fijian Drua. Hey, g'day, or hey, Hamish, g'day, all says David the Mod. Hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you are excited. A lot of rugby on today. We've got Toulouse versus Leinster as the last game that we are covering on the channel, and that will be at 2 a.m. Then after that game, we go to sleep. Then we wake up, and then it will be Rebels versus Chiefs, followed by, hopefully, Racing 92 up against La Rochelle. The reason I say hopefully is they haven't actually announced it being available to watch in New Zealand yet, which is a bit bad, really, seeing as it is a semi-final fixture. But hopefully it does end up popping up in the near future, or else we won't actually be able to do one of the semi-finals, which I feel would be pretty unfortunate. And also, they look amazing in the chat, having the logos in the chat with the try emoji whenever they score. I'll definitely do them. And there's Sebastian as well, and also big love, David. See Sebastian there. I am looking forward to when hay fever disappears and my nose will get to recover, because it is very sore at the moment because I have to blow it like 300 times a day. That was a wide pass out to Timafai Nanuku. Not the easiest ball to take, but it has still stayed on the side of Moana Pasifika just for now. Vanaya Habosi, though, with the counter ruck, and now it's going to be back on the side of the Fijian Drua. Now it's going to be offside penalty against Solomoni Funaki. In fact, it's an advantage as they continue to drive their way forward. Go Moana Pasifika. So there's a Randall there as well. Yeah, it's just rugby. I love it. All that's missing is cricket, as well, says David the Mod, and it is coming back very, very soon. And also we have got there, hi, which is just me, or I got more views in there. I'm about to sneeze. There we go. Hay fever sucks, ladies and gentlemen. I got a new tablet, and it hasn't worked. Unfortunately, I also got one of those like spray ones. It also didn't work. I ended up sneezing like 20 times after doing it, which was not ideal. And it was brilliantly done from the Fijian Drua initially to gain an extra few meters, and now the Fijian Drua, they will have themselves a line out. And also, I'm a bit better after my shout. What about you? And there it says it was Petty as well. I do apologise for having to blow my nose, ladies and gentlemen. If I could avoid it, I would. But then I also don't want to sit here looking terrible, which I probably already do because of all of the sneezing. And also, we've got on the 2nd of June, we have the Kiwis versus a Kiwi run England. Says Sebastian, we do indeed. It's going to be weird seeing Brendan McCullum in charge. I heard a rumour that he was, I can't remember what number it was, but about the 27th option that they were going to go with was Brendan McCullum or something like that. There we go. Hopefully it does end up sorting itself out. That's going to be the penalty in the end to Moana Pasifika. Manasa Solo, I believe he was the one who was penalised into that breakdown. Umbrella Tesla in there. And also we have got that one. Yeah, my hay fever got so bad at the point where my left eye clamped shut, says Amelia. Luckily, I'm not quite at that stage. I do look a bit worse for wear around the eyes, though, at this current point in time. Just from kind of sneezing so much, I kind of sit here like this when I'm not like trying to keep my eyes open. And now it is going to be Eddie Tara Enery goes back across, and also we have got the unfortunately Amish hay fevers for life. Yeah, so I guess it's just finding a way of using like a tablet. Oh, I think that one of the Fijian Drua players did get taken out, changing the line, and it was Vanaya Habosi who did end up getting taken out. It looks like they want to take the quick tap, and they do just that. Now it is going to be Kitioni Talia who is driving for the Fijian gold medalist for the sevens, and also hay fever got me hard. And there says Brandon, and also we have got the Aawaya. Says Paddy. Now waiting for this ball at the back. Frank Lamani gives it off to Titetela on the short side. Ravovo now after it was Nolakota. Oh, that was close to a little bit of obstruction, but he's got the ball on the inside. But now, unfortunately, they will go back for an accidental offside. And they did just get it a little bit wrong for Onisi Retave and also his teammate Nolakota. I am going to use a lot of tissues today by the feeling of it, unfortunately. If anyone knows a good tissue sponsor, please let me know. Being hungover, hungover really does suck. Although there is one way to avoid being hungover, and that is not to drink. Or drink little bit in there rather than the full-on shebang and the whole lot. I did actually, my mother bought me this thing, which I feel like it's not a sponsored product, but I might do it, although apparently it sounds or it feels like you're drowning. But it's like a thingy, how you put it in one nostril, tip your head, and then it pours out the other. So that will be a weird feeling when I do end up getting around to doing that. At some stage to see whether or not that does help with the hay fever side of things. We're now 25 metres out from the line. Moana Pasifika have got this ball. Henry, teammate Stowers hanging on to that one. Oh, it's going to be turned over in the breakdown. Nicely done by the Fijian Drua. Frank Lamani considers taking the quick tap and drinking moderation. Exactly right. Besides the fact my younger brother is crook, I've been all right. There's Amelia there as well. It looks like they are going to be taking on the shot at the post now for the Fijian Drua. 24 minutes through this game. And also we have got there, Kiwi lads, I got tipped maybe as people what day or just come to fun. And there says Brandon also, if you do it in public, people will just think you're a junkie. That is very true. Depending on where you are, like if you're just randomly walking down the street with a bottle, because you're not allowed, you're not allowed to have it in the open, but if it's in a brown paper bag, it's allowed, or is that just in movies? And I've like kind of transferred it over. Ball patty feel for you, bro. Says David the mod there, but now Tetetela about to line up this kick, and sleeping is healing. And there says Justin, and also they have to go back to the doctors in a few days to get a check up on my knee. Says Amelia there. And now Tetetela does strike it, does go over, and now the score will be 17 points to the Fijian Drua and 7 to Moana Pasifika. And also cheers, bro. Says Paddy Wagon there as well. Currently now, it's going to be quite a high-scoring game between these two sides by the looks of it. We've already had 3 tries to Rikaravita and also Halborsi for the Fijian Drua, and then Solomoni Funaki was able to score it for Moana Pasifika. And also we have got there, Opie is in the chat. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. I think that's just America where you don't have to, where you don't have someone looking after you, or where you don't have to have someone looking after you. Here's Tesla. Oh, no, sorry, I combined the two, didn't I? And also we have got there, here you don't have to conceal alcohol in public. And I'm on and off that bloody knee brace. And it does make head in sometimes. And also drinking in public is a recipe for disaster if you don't have someone looking after you. And there, that is very true. Never drink alone and draw a staunch. And there, that's a fancy word, isn't it? I haven't heard that word used in ages. But now it's Solomoni Funaki in the midfield trying to drive his way forward. And that's the thing. You can't really tackle that man too high because he just keeps on driving. He's come off an ex-NRL background, knows how to make those extra post-contact meters. Now going to be in the hands of Lincoln McClutchy. Gives it off. That one's just rolling out the side of the breakdown, and it's ended up popping way out. That's a knock-on from Ratave on the ground. And also we get the, hey, guys, how's it going? And there says, oh, you're doing very well, thank you, mate. Other than hay fever, of course. But I try not to say it too much, even though it may sound like I'm complaining about it. It does suck, but we just got to do it. And also, hi, go Drua, says John there. And also, we've got there, good night. My love to Fijian. I'm very busy myself, says Brandon there. And also, I was home drinking, so it's fun. And also, it's no wonder Nick White himself said playing against the Drua was like running into and being hit by a granite. And then, yeah, these guys are made different in terms of that strength and physicality side of things. There we go. And also we have got the eye. Jimmy Lads as us, says John Welcome. And also we have got the, it was the wine that did it, since I'm not a big drinker. And there, and also I'm good, John, says David the mod there as well. But the current handling errors have been a little bit high for them in this matchup by the looks of it, of both of these sides. Now, It is going to be rolled in. Iritara Inari, I don't really care about these two teams. They suck. If I got to pick, I would go Drua to win. And there's John now, backline movement. It's going to be in the hands of William Arveli. That was too high from the tackle of, I believe it was Apa Salome Wata. And now on the short side, nice offload from Tavatava Nawai. Off to Solomoni Funaki. He finds the offload to teammate Stowers. Now popping the ball up to Tima Whaia Nuku. William Arveli off to Solomoni Kate. He started getting that lead drive going. He popped it up to Lincoln McClutchy. He puts it down. And also we have got there, I played Napier Boys. And these teams just need time exactly right. And it is one of those ones that at the end of the day, like 2 or 3 years' time, these guys could be the ones running the competition. And it will be very interesting to see how it goes. And also we've got their mega pint time in the SSOB. A mega pint. How many liters, or not liters, sorry, milliliters is a mega pint? Do let me know, Obi. And also we've got there, who do you think will win? And there says Josh, I think the Fijian Drua take it. I think was my prediction, the Fijian Drua by 7 in my preview. Something along those lines. And Cullen has said hi as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, both of these sides having some good attacking opportunities throughout the early stages. And also we have got the yes, they do. Although that's because you're kind of that high up on your own team from last time. So I feel like that's probably one of the reasons that you don't really like any other side in the competition, which I mean, it's an all right way to be as long as your team are doing all right. But as soon as your team start losing, then I think you'll probably be back to going, oh, maybe I should have supported a couple other teams because I've kind of cut all ends with them now. But Solomoni Funaki, he has been able to score himself an early try. Solomoni Kata, it was in fact, who was almost able to go over the try line for the next try of the match for Moana Pasifika. But it was a great backline movement. William Haveli using his pace. Did have the man next to him, but just wasn't quite able to get all the way. But Apa Salome Vota did end up slipping a little bit too high there. And did you know, do you know when you'll post your next Rugby Challenge video? I was hoping to this week, but it did end up getting a little bit too busy. So sadly, I did miss out. But I'm hoping next week, as in like this next weekend coming for one of the Rugby Challenge games alongside Super Rugby, or maybe we might even do some sevens on Rugby Challenge if that is something you guys are keen to see. As me and George, we did that a little while ago. We were terrible at it. We lost our games, but if it is something you guys want to see, we will try and make it happen. And also, we've got a mega pint as a very large glass of wine. Ah, I see. Nice. It was just a scrum reset at this point in time, so I felt there was enough time. And we lost 37 points to 26, same as Brumby's game yesterday. And there says John. And also we have got there, can you do a Super Rugby season, please, says John. We've got a few of those on the channel already for each of the individual Super Rugby New Zealand sides. But I am hoping to either do a Drua career mode or a Moana Pasifika career mode very soon. We are just trying to find the time to be able to film it all. And with the sevens coming back, it does make it very tricky. But I'm hoping to at some stage soon. As soon as I get them filmed, I'll be able to edit them relatively quickly. But it's just this, like, kind of having time to film them that is the tricky part. Now, so Kopi Kepu taking it nicely. And they have got this ball 10 metres out from the line for Moana Pasifika. Now driving forward once again. And also we have got there, look, they had new teams. You can't expect them to do good right from the start. Give them time, exactly right. Now it's going to be in the hands of Eddie Tata. Entering counter ruck from the Fijian Drua. They will win the penalty there. And like with the Australian teams, like all the 12 teams. And there says John there. I mean, eventually we would like to go through all of those sides because I know that a few people want to see South African ones as well. And also we have got their GTA live stream back on the Kiwi Lads Extra. Come on, Kiwi Lads, says Brandon. And now George, at this stage, I believe he's going to have a little bit more free time in the evenings now. Maybe. I know that he's switched to a new job, but he's still got his other one working for the silage contracting. But now he's also, I think, doing something with yams, if I'm not wrong. I think he's like kind of doing a job on a lamb farm, or not lamb, yam farm, as in the vegetable, not the animal. And also I stopped playing Rugby 22. And yeah, I was going to play it the other week, but for some reason my PC deleted it. So I had to re-download it, and that took a long time. Is it a DLC for Fijian Drua Moana Pasifika? Says Cullen Wright. It is not, but I have got their kits, or their old kits, on my Xbox due to the the PC, due to the mods that you can get for the game. It's going to be taken nicely by the Fijian Drua now. Little kick in behind from Tetetela, looking for a favourable bounce and does sit up. He juggles it, but he's still going to have it. And Upper Salome Vota goes in for the try. That was a bit of silkiness and a bit of flair from the Fijian Drua. And Upper Salome Vota gets it. And I was like, we've got there. It was too easy. And I was like, let's go, Brandon. There's OV Snake there as well. And I was like, I played 82 games and have not lost one game. It was way too easy. I think you got to up the difficulty. Although that was actually, you were playing on mobile, weren't you, rather than playing on console or anything along those lines. So I think they've got slightly different difficulty levels on there. But Upper Salome Vota does end up scoring himself that try. And now the Fijian Drua, they've got themselves another one. 31 minutes into the game. And Vota scores. This is a good game so far, rugby. And we have seen a lot of impressive tries being scored throughout the early stages. But Upper Salome Vota will be pretty happy with that one. And yes, but I can't make it harder. And there says John. It's going to be taken nicely for the kick from Tetetela. And now it makes the score 24 points to 7. And also we have got there GTA 5, Georgetown's Hamish to F off. Even outside of GTA 5, Georgetown's Hamish to F off most of the time. As some of them get cut out of the videos, other ones just stay in. And also we have got there, but some of the games are hard. But I still win 25-0 and Rugby 22 graphics looks worse than Rugby 06. Says Des, I really want to fire up Rugby 06 again. I've got to find the PlayStation 2, I think. Because the thing with Rugby 06 or Rugby 08, one of those two, I would be quite keen to try out. Was it the World League mode? How you kind of try and build yourself up through the grouping. It's almost like a career mode. And I think one of the sides that you can select is the Chiefs. So it would be quite cool to do like a Chiefs career mode from the early stages and see all of those old players. And also we've got their Miliana as their go, Drua, go. And there, Miliana, hopefully I've said that correctly. Do let me know if I have said that wrong. Going for the Fijian Drua in this game and currently 24 points to 7 up. Although it has been stolen by Moana Pasifika and they've got this ball back now. It's going to be Danny Tuala trying to break through a couple tackles. He's broken through Frank Lamani's, which is not normally something that Frank Lamani does, is miss tackles. And also we've got the yes, please do Chiefs. Okay, says John, and also we've got the, yeah, that was 08. 06 was legendary and 08 was even better. And there, I remember spending so much time on Rugby 06 that recently I actually made the new All Blacks side on it. And by recently, I mean like 3 years ago. But I still remember doing it. I'm just... Hay fever sucks, ladies and gentlemen. And now my eyes are watering. And also Plants vs. Zombies, Brandon. Now it's going to be a good run from Hereti Hatit. There has been able to steal it for the Fijian Drua. Frank Lamani now gives it back across. It's a loose ball for Tetetela. Now going off into the hands of Ratave. Charging forward with a little chip and chase. Waiting for the bounce. Tava Nawai has been able to take it nicely. 22 metres out from the line now for Moana Pasifika. William Havili, bit of a juggle, but he has been able to hang on to it now. Linka McClutchy trying to back his pace. Has had his ankles taken out from underneath him. Solomoni Kata trying to jump over the tacklers, and that is going to be an offside advantage. John Olomu Rugby. And there, geez, that's a... How old is that game currently? And is it on PlayStation 2 or was it the original PlayStation that did end up having it? Oh, it's been dropped, but it will be going back for the initial penalty in favour of Moana Pasifika. Rainuia currently looks like he's got some form of injury after taking some heavy contact on the ground. But I think it was Solomoni Kata who was tackled initially from Ravovo. He did end up tackling him on the ground. In fact, it was Upper Salome Vota and Toso Drua Toso. And then also we have got there, it's good to not have anything like that. And there says Betty Wagon. And also we have got there 76 games played, 76 points, 628 tries. And there, and also we have got there my winger. So he's John back currently now. Rainuia looks like he's having some issues with that forearm. It looks like it's not looking too flash from him. He was having to move it, and it was really shaken. So I don't know how much damage he has done beneath the surface, but hopefully he will be all right. They have still got the option coming off the bench in the later stages if they do need it. But of course, they don't really want to have to make that change of Sam Molly unless it is completely necessary. Fijian Drua. They've got a few people in attendance for this game, which is great to see. And I should mention Fiji Sevens, it is coming back in the near future. It will be in the Toulouse Sevens. That's actually next weekend. Some of the games do overlap with Super Rugby, but we're going to try our best to be able to balance not just doing some of the games, but hopefully a majority. And if we can't do the games live, hopefully we can at least do some previews of those matches as well, just so that we can keep you guys informed with what is happening in the Sevens while Super Rugby is also taking place. But it should be very exciting. See how it does end up going. That is women's and men's Sevens that has taken place in Toulouse. It should be quite an exciting one, as it isn't too far away. Currently now they are showing a few of the crowd members. It is currently an injury stoppage that they were having, so that was why it was taking just a little bit more time. It's going to be nicely done. And also he has got 628 points in there. Alex McRobbie, he will be the man who they throw up in the air here for Moana Pasifika. Now they will want to go in and get themselves a try, or a possible try at least. This one for Moana Pasifika. It's taken nicely by their number 6, Sione Tuipulotu. Now the rolling ball starts to begin. Going forward, it will be the try for Moana Pasifika. Is that Solomoni Funaki again? Oh no, I think that's Abraham Poli who has been able to go in. And we will add him to the try scoring list, but nicely done by Moana Pasifika. Was it Abraham Poli or was it? I'm looking through. Who's got that at the moment? I want to say it was, who's got it? It's either a 1 or a 7. I want to say it was a 1 for Abraham Poli, but I really am struggling to see the number. Where is he? There he is. I think that is Poli who has been able to score it. We'll go like this, and we will go like this as well. Yes, it was Abraham Poli who was able to go in for the try, and that will be now his 5th try in 2022. Very nicely done for a prop, and also a very physical game it is indeed. And also we will go like this. There we go. And also we have got the very physical game and also watching game also on Sky TV. There's Aldi. So yeah, it is a high scoring one currently. 36 points already in the early stages. That kick just missing away to the left-hand side for Lincoln McClutchy. So due to that, the score will remain 24 points to 12. An excellent try. This is going to be a doozy of a game. Says Justin, it certainly is. And the best thing is, we get to see 2 more matches of Super Rugby today, including the next game, which is going to be the Blues taken on the Reds, which should be a very exciting one. And then to close out the day, Waratahs versus Hurricanes. And that's just Super Rugby. Then after that, we've got the Champions Cup, Leinster taking on Toulouse, which will also be an absolutely awesome game. But now, Henry Time Stowers does start to run his way forward, currently hanging onto this ball just inside of their 22. Eritara Enery goes back across. Nice run forward from, it was Michael Curry, actually playing 4. He's been playing all over that 4-back. Nice run forward from Solomon Kata. Is able to find the offload to William Haveli. Now Moana Pasifika continue to make a couple meters. Eritara Enery tries to snipe around the side of the breakdown. So Kopi Kepu's got it now. Does have a good attack and run. Denny Tawala looks for the offload. Goes off to Tima Whaiana Nuku. He's going to be wrestled down. He gets back up. He placed it and he goes again. Tima Whaiana Nuku. Goes up to 40 meters out for the line now. Eritara Enery goes back to Nuia. McClutchy first receiver. They've got an advantage for offside. And it looks like there's a Fijian Drua player down in the background, but also a Moana Pasifika player down. And also we have got their 4 seconds I score over Ireland. And also we have got their Hurricanes going to win 72-53 like last year's. And there's Brad. And also we have got who you got for the Toulouse match. Oh, it's a tricky one, but I'm going to go Leinster. I think Leinster should win, but then Toulouse, they've got a strong side. And they showed in that game up against Munster that they've got potential to be able to really take, I guess, teams into deep water. They weren't able to win that game comfortably. In the end, it did actually go to that golden point. And then from there, it did end up going to the kicking contest. But I think Leinster take it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Toulouse win as well, because they are a good side. And they are the defending champs. Okay. 3 is offside. Manasa Solo it was. And now William Arveli will be kicking this one for the corner by the looks of it once again. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. They're kicking this for the corner. Yes, they are. But yeah, also check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, which is that link that I have just put in the chat. And we'll take you through to our Kiwi Lads Sport channel. And we have got plenty more videos coming up on there, whether they are previews, whether they are other videos, maybe a few gaming ones will be coming up in the future on the Kiwi Lads Sport. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button over there. That is the 40 minutes. It has just ended up bringing up. And it was all. Okay. So Rika Davita does not look too flash. I think he took a head knock. And he looks extremely wobbly. I'm not too sure whether or not it is some sort of leg injury, but his eyes look glazed over currently. And it looks like he's limping as well. So he took some heavy contact, but he does not look well currently. Making his way off the field. Getting a round of applause from the crowd as he makes his way off. But yeah, he does not look in a good way at the moment. And also Joseph has said thanks. And there as well. Right, what happens to him? Oh. He catches the back elbow. And unfortunately for him, it caught him right on the nose. So he could have a broken nose, might have a concussion. But his eyes, he keeps on going like this, which is quite a concerning look from there. The worst thing is, they should have two people who are about 6 foot taking him off the field. Because I feel like having someone who's only about 5'5", having him down like that will just make his head throb more. They have all the blood rushing to one side of his head. But now, it will be Rainuia about to throw this one in from about 15 metres out from the Drua line. And Moana Pasifika, they want to try and get themselves another rolling maul try perhaps. So they were able to bring up one just before. And also we've got the Yes 24-12. And also can come to my next weekend as you're not going to do it because Super Rugby. And there, yeah, we have got Super Rugby next weekend. Also, there will be the return of the URC. And alongside that, there is also Sevens going on next weekend. And I think the return of the Gallagher Premiership as well will be coming up. And now that's a good run from Sione Tuipulotu, continuing to make the meters now for the Moana Pasifika side. Lincoln McClutchy goes for the chip and chase. And it's going up to Mufti to the... Oh, Tawa Nawai. Not quite able to get it. I believe instead it was taken by Kitione Talia. And they will be going back for the advantage. And let's go Fiji. Says the funny there. Yeah, currently doing very nicely in that first half, the Fijian Drua. As you can see, they scored 2 extremely early tries in the half, able to score it all. Okay, so it was knocked out of the hands of Talia in the end, but he did still manage to get it grounded. And now, Moana Pasifika from 5 meters out. It looks like they are once again going to kick this one for the corner and go for a possible rolling maul and go, Drua, go. Says Joseph there. Currently, I mean, Moana Pasifika, if they score now, this game gets that a little bit closer for the second half, but we will have to wait and see whether or not they can do so. First of all, though, they do need to get this line out right. And Rainuia, the Manawatu representative, will have a big opportunity to do so now. And also, you can give me a link for my Is You Not? And it says Brandon. What is the question there, Brandon? Is it a link for one of the other live streams that we are doing? Because we haven't set them up just yet. At this stage, we're now driving forward. Abraham Pole going to be short of the line, waiting for this one at the back. Eritara Enery does nicely. Now Danny Tawala on the short side off the Tima Whaiana Nuku. Still hanging on to it, only a few meters out from the line. Rainuia, another good attack and running is tackled by Titetela and also Hitit. In fact, it was Nagusa was able to outmake the tackle, still hanging on to it. Eritara Enery goes back across. Solomon Kata gives it to William Arveli. One more pass, and it is to Mothi Tawa Nawai, who has been able to go in and get himself the try. And that will be the last try of the first half. And it is scored by Moana Pasifika. Right. Tawa Nawai. I'm just going to make sure that I have spelt that correctly. Tawa Nawai. I have indeed. And he was able to score the try right at the end of the first half. Oh, time off. Wait, are they checking this one? They're going to review. Okay, they're trying to check for a forward pass, I believe, at this stage. And also time for a smoke. Be right back, folks. And try what a first half, says Tesla. And like they're saying, hold the phone. There could be a forward pass here from William Arvelli. Oh, no. Okay, the referee has said back for me. But I think it travels forward. And it's going to be no try for Tavatava Nawai. And because of it, it does mean that it is still going to remain at 12 points for Moana Pasifika and 24 for the Fijian Drua going into halftime. But it is now halftime, ladies and gentlemen, between these two sides. Unlucky for Moana Pasifika right at the end. On the YouTube channel, as you go, are doing a Rugby 15. They want to know what happened in the Rugby 7s game. And there says Brandon as well. At the moment, it is going to be the big man, Didi Alangi. Looks like he is absolutely buggered after that first half. He just tried to put the bottle away and he just missed the area, unfortunately, for him. Tawa Nawai. He's been playing well throughout this match and also my draw, my. And there says Miliana. We all go like this quickly. There we go. Hay fever, ladies and gentlemen. It is one of those rough ones that you can't really hide from, sadly. But hopefully it does improve at some stage. A moment, I will go like this. Here we go. I decided rather than just having the random link, I've actually put a little bit of a backstory for it, and that is subscribe to our second channel here into the chat. So anyone who hasn't already, be sure to check that out. We are currently, and closer to 1,000, we are currently sitting on 857, and it is still going up every single day. So any help over there is hugely appreciated, and we have got plenty more previews of matches coming up on there. Normally the ones that don't make it onto the main channel do go up on that one, and also a few of the gaming videos will be coming up on that channel as well. Toso Dura Toso, and there says Joseph. I think that one we are going to be slightly less censored, but still pretty censored at the same time, I guess I should say. But maybe just a couple more. Maybe the S word does get to make its way through. Oh, there, that sounded like I was about 12, didn't it? Well, that one, but currently now we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway between these two sides. And I have a feeling it's going to be a fast-paced second half between them as well. Because currently these two sides, they're playing at a nice frantic pace. Neither side really looking like they're the weaker side. And yes, the scoreboard does say 24 points to the draw, but other than that 4-pass right at the end, that could have been a lot closer, and we could have been sitting maybe 19 points to 24 going into the second half. Do let me know who you think will be able to have the best of the second half, ladies and gentlemen, for the next half of Rugby and Oz. Kiwi lads, how's your morning? Doing very well. Think about it. Question on can you messages? George can come in there, says Brandon. So George is currently working at this point in time. He did recently start himself a different job, but he still has his old job as well, if that makes sense. So pretty much he is working on a yam farm, but he has also still got his silaging one that he will be doing on the days that he's not working on the yam farm. And also, it's halftime. Or is it halftime? It is indeed. So we are just waiting for the second half to come back in. And also we have got there Toso Drua Toso from Miliana there. Currently, I mean, to be fair, Benaya Haborsi has got a very good chance of being able to score himself another try in the second half. And then alongside him, I mean, Onisi Ratave, we haven't really seen a huge amount of throughout the early stages. So I would quite like to see him in action a little bit more in the second half as well. Then for Moana Pasifika, I would say Tavatava Nawai. He has been good. Also in that back line, seen quite a bit of Solomoni Kata, which has been good to see. And then also Solomoni Funaki in the front row, or in the forward pack, I should say, at number 7, scoring the first try of the match alongside Abraham Poli, who has been able to bring up 5 tries so far for his Super Rugby 2022 season. Then for the Fijian Drua, we have had a try for Tarika Ravita. He is now off the field, though, sadly. Then it is also Haborsi, and Apa Salomi Vota was the other try scorer for the Fijian Drua. But I assume we're going to get probably around 5 more tries in the second half, if we are lucky. And then not just that, we have got 2 more games later on tonight that will be taking place, and the first of which is the Reds taking on the Blues. The second game will be the matchup taking place between the Hurricanes and the Waratahs, and then we are doing the Champions Cup fixture that is taking place between the, I almost said the Western Force, but it is Toulouse and Leinster will be playing in that one. But the meters carried are pretty much identical, 279 for Moana Pasifika, 269 for the Fijian Drua. Then defenders beaten 15 for Moana Pasifika and 8 for the Fijian Drua. Then from there, clean breaks, Fijian Drua have more. I've had more. And also Moana Pasifika, 13 offloads compared to the 5 of the Fijian Drua, which is something you don't normally see too often. What is your favourite movie? And question 2 and 3. What is 195 divided by 4 in there as well? I mean, you're probably looking at, I think that would be 48.75. Maybe. I could be wrong there. Or 48.75. Is that correct, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know. And Blues vs Red sounds like a 40s football game where one team always used to wear blue and the other red, says Sebastian as well. And I think it's going to be a pretty scrappy game between the two sides. Both of them want to be able to continue their winning streaks or their, I guess, winning momentum, as the Reds have lost that recently up against New Zealand sides, whereas the Blues, they have been looking very good ever since that first game loss that they did have up against the Hurricanes. My nose is very sore at the moment from having to blow it so often. But the good news is it's slightly, I guess, better than it was last week, my hay fever. So I guess that's one benefit that we have got currently. But the next game, like I mentioned, the Reds versus Blues, and then the game straight after that, we have got Waratahs taking on the Hurricanes and what should be a very awesome matchup. But this game has been pretty good so far, and you are worried, or you are wrong. It's 42.8. Very close for that one. That wasn't too bad, though. What did I say? 48.75. So I rounded, or I just said a bit more, I guess, wrong. Tell you what, we're going to Google it. Calculator. I think I was a little bit wrong, wasn't I? What would it be if it was what I said? That's probably the question that I am interested in. Hey, it is 48.75. You must have rounded up, Brandon, for that one. And also even the scoreboard said Blues versus Reds. And there as well, says Sebastian. So yeah, I guess it's just pretty much when teams, was that before like teams actually had like their home and away kits type thing? So it's just like the guys in Reds versus the guys in Blues type thing. I wonder who was around in the 40s football, Sebastian. Are there any names now that have been like FIFA legends or anything like that that I might know? Because I feel like a little bit later on, you were probably looking at the likes of a Maradona. And then who else? Who's the oldest player that I can think of? Schmeichel? No, he was probably not really. Cantona? How old? That's still not 40s though. That's like 80s and 90s, isn't it? Who was around in the 40s? Yep, I do 194. And there says Brandon. Yep. And also like in Birmingham. Birmingham City Blues and Aston Villa Reds. There says Sebastian. I'm trying to think of, I'm going to look up 1940s football players. Oh, okay. That's the wrong one. Who have we got? Stanley Matthews. Have you heard of him? Played almost 800 games during his career and was never booked a single time. Jeez. It's decent. A lot of these players currently. Balamish, give me a brief. I missed the first half. So pretty much Fijian Drua, they came out firing in the early stages. Early try for Torikadavita, and then also Habosi was able to get himself one. Then the momentum started going back in favour of Moana Pasifika. Solomoni Funaki able to make his way over the line. And then it was a bit of a stalemate for about 20 minutes. Where we did have a few penalties going back and forth. And then from there, it was the last-minute try from Abraham Poli for the Moana Pasifika side. But also before that, we did see Apa Salomi Vota score. And then there was a no try at the later stages. Oh. Okay, there is someone getting proposed to. Okay, I assume she said yes. Because if she didn't say yes, that would be a very awkward glass of wine. And also, we have got there question 3. What is 48 point divided by 196? Is that a little point in there, Brandon? That might throw me off a little bit, but that is a tricky one. I feel like you're just trying to test my math brain at this stage. And London was Chelsea, and Arsenal was Arsenal, and so on. And there, says Sebastian. Also, same in Liverpool with Liverpool and Everton, says Sebastian. But yeah, that is pretty much the gist of the first half. There was almost a try late from Tamote Tavatavanawa, but he wasn't quite able to get it. And then a mental bastard. Never propose on camera. It's too risky. It is. Like, nothing's a guarantee. So you can literally go, like, what if she said no very quietly, and then they brought over the glass of champagne and were like, congratulations. And then you just have to sit there like, yep, we are getting married. This didn't cause any problems at all. Any red or yellow cards? None at all, which is pretty awesome. We've seen a couple injuries, which is not so awesome, as we've seen Thrikanavita go off the field. And then also, I think Sakopi Kepu had a couple little minor injuries popping up for him throughout this game. Same with Rain Nuia. But everyone looks like they are going to be able to continue, other than maybe Thrikanavita, who has been taken off. And also we have got their 48.6 divided by 196. Yep, I am, says Brandon. So that is a very tricky one, but you're probably looking at a small number for that one. I don't even think I could do the math side of things, but it's probably like 0 point something for that one. At the moment, they are showing a yellow vehicle that I am slightly a fan of, because any kind of yellow car I normally enjoy it. Who's out for Henry Taifu? And there says Richard. So at this stage, Henry Taifu, they have not made him go out onto the field yet. So instead, they've got Solomon Kata, and also number 12 for this game is Danny Tawala for this matchup. And also we got the 9 months hopes coming true. Plenty of tries, no cards, says Sebastian. And also has Delacoto, the prop. I've been going on flanker for this game. He hasn't actually looked out of place, to be honest. So it's pretty impressive that he has been able to do as well as he has. He's probably, I think he's had one where he was out of position, but other than that, he's made his tackles and also has been able to have a couple decent runs. So yeah, pretty good for a guy who doesn't normally play at number 7. They are showing an ad for Powerade. I wonder when the video of me and George Soda streaming random items is going to be going up on the what was I trying to say there? I've been distracted by an ad because they're like, if you buy some work boots, you get a $400 speaker. And I was like, geez, that's a decent deal. The boots must be expensive for that one. You would think it also 0.245, 634. And there. Nicely done. There is a little tiny fly who has decided to join me for this live stream by the looks. So he is confused at what is going on for the rugby, but currently it is a very awesome game that has taken place between the Fijian Drua and Moana Pasifika. We knew this one was going to be physical, but to much surprise, or actually, I guess not really that much surprise, neither side have actually had too many yellow cards, red cards throughout the season, which is pretty awesome, as it does certainly help out in terms of having those extra players out on the field. I know that Namani Nagusa has only just come back from his yellow card, or his red card suspension, in fact, that he did have. Currently now just waiting for the second half. And also we have got there, bro, the try denied, please. And there says Malmelis. It was indeed. Unfortunately, the try of Tamofe Tavatavanawai was sadly going to be, disallowed because of the little bit of travelling forward that I did. And also, do you try the Telfast for your hay fever? I haven't got the Telfast yet. The last time that we tried to get it, they didn't actually have it, but I did end up getting, it was like one of those ones that is, you kind of go, and like that type thing, and you sniff it, but it didn't work. Pretty much I just ended up sneezing terribly throughout the day, and also a fly half. Yeah, and also, sorry, that was terrible. It's not the worst one I've seen, Sebastian, so don't worry too much. And why is the cameraman stuck on these people? CSX, I think for me, since I'm in New Zealand, we must have a different camera angle, but is it just like the one group that they are showing? And also one of the other games after the Super Rugby like this. So the next game that has taken place will be the Reds versus the Blues at 7:05. And then the game after that one at 9:45 will be the matchup between the Waratahs and the Hurricanes. So that will be the last game of the night. And then on Sunday, it is the Rebels taking on the Chiefs on that other matchup. And also we have got there, question 4, what is 25 minus 1 divided by 246? So you're looking at, you got to do, it's like that maths thing, isn't it? How you're supposed to do bed maths. Do you know bed maths, Brandon? How you are supposed to do certain aspects of it first. So pretty much, first of all, you do the brackets. Then after that, you would end up, I feel like I'm just doing some teaching now, aren't I? Now I think about it, also we have got the Drua girl, or a white Drua shirt girl, and a lime Drua shirt girl. Oh, I think we saw them briefly for ourselves. Does one of them have earrings, like quite large earrings? Because if it is, we saw them for about 3 seconds here in New Zealand, and then they were gone. And division before subtracting, yeah. And there's Sebastian. So you would actually go 1 divided by 246 for that case. And because of that, it would be 1 divided by 146 would still be 246, wouldn't it? I guess. So because of that, it is actually 24 minus 246 for that one. And then you would be looking at a minus figure. In fact, it also we have got there's one with star earrings. Is it the one with the red, or not the red, sorry, the green kit has the earrings? She is the one on the right, I believe. I don't know how I remember that, because they were literally only on the screen for like 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes, like 2 seconds for us. And now it's about to be kicked off for the second half of greens from Malaysia. 33 degrees, feels like 41 degrees, very dry and windy. So here's MH Choi there. And now it is going to be kicked on from Danny Tuala to get us back underway for the second half. It's a decent kick as well, got some good distance. And Ben Mass is my favorite at school. And he says about, sorry, that was Brandon. In fact, see, that's the thing. Some things you remember from school and other things you don't. I still remember how to juggle because I learned that at school because we had to do skills for life. And that was one of the skills that they felt was important for life. I can still juggle, so I guess that's one thing. Now, we got different people, I think, they're on a group or family for like 2-ish minutes. So here's the X there as well. Now it's going to be going forward at the back, hanging on to it. It is in the hands of the number 2, Zuriel Togiotama. Now will be passed back across to Frank Lamani. Got to take a run from Onisi Ratave. He's had to go searching for that ball. He's been out on the wing for a long time. Hasn't really ended up with the ball in hand. Now got to run forward from Apa Salomi Vota. And I was, I want me to stop or you want more? And this is Brandon. I feel like it's very hard on the brain, isn't it? On that one. So I guess it's a tricky one because I feel like it's just going to show how bad my maths is when we do end up getting into the long equation type thing. That's the thing. Normally, as soon as you get into bed maths, it takes a little bit more than just like looking at it and working it out. You got to try and, I guess, space it out and whatnot. But now it is going to be Frank Lamani goes off into the hands of Rasila Sila. Still hanging on to it nicely. Frank Lamani goes back to the left-hand side. It's in the hands of Harbose. Drag down nicely. Now 10 metres out the line. They're up to 10 phases as well for the Fijian Drua Nagusa. Does get the carry. I believe that's a penalty, and Solomoni Funaki is able to win it. Done it very nicely indeed. Well, that man, and the holding on penalty is the one that has been given. But that is nicely done by Solomoni Funaki. Has definitely been one of the standouts in this matchup, I would say, compared to anyone else. He has been very impressive. I'll quickly go like this and like this. There we go. I have to quickly click on that, and it is all fixed. But now it will be William Havili looking for touch. He does just that. It's a good kick, and also Ulia Kepa making his way out onto the field. And it's for Hatit. And then also Tawaki is going out there, and that is for Manasa Solo. Okay. So it sounds like they've actually made a change in that front row. It sounded like they had actually replaced one of their... Oh, that's going to be dropped. It sounded like they have actually replaced the hooker with another player, but now that's gone through the hands. But luckily for him, it's gone backwards. Taken nicely by Ravovo. And the midfield, 40 metres out from the line. Now the Fijian Drua continue to try and build up a few more phases. They've had all the position for this half. That was a massive hit from Ray Nuia there. And looking, I'm going to do more. And I know I don't get time, but tomorrow, can you see a show after your live stream? Says Brandon there. I will try my best. And I say, yep. Says it was Kim Fong. And also over there is Didi Alangi out. Says Mr. Billy, I believe he's still on the field currently. I'm just looking around for him at this current point of time. Nah, he is there. He has got the ball. Oh, no, it's a knock-on. Not from him, though. It was a knock-on from his teammate at number 7, Dolakoto. So he is going to be out there on the field for a little bit longer. But they've actually almost emptied their bench here, the Fijian Drua. I do see the number 20 is now out there. Same with number 19, which I will quickly get some names for you guys of who they have brought out. So they've got Ngusa out there. I think Chris Namimbi has also made his way out there. Tawake is now on the field, and also Ulia Kepa is out there. Other than that, though, I don't think they made any of their backline replacements at this point in time. The Fijian Drua, let's see more muscles and run. And Fijian Drua says he makes join. They are currently starting to build up some real good momentum for themselves. It looks like they're going to be a tough side to stop when they do end up getting a little bit of momentum going. But Moana Pasifika, if they can stop this early onslaught from the Fijian Drua, they might find themselves in a very good position. We will go like this. And we will go like this as well. There we go. I was just making sure that everything was running smoothly. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It's usually appreciated. Also, we've got Sebastian there. It said to be sure to drop a like and subscribe. People check out the sport channel with the pinned comment and swearing on the extras channel there as well. It is indeed. And we have got a career mode just starting up for the Warriors in Rugby League Live 4. So if you do enjoy a little bit of rugby league, that is the place to go. That's going to be a forward pass on the Fijian Drua. And now on the 22, it will be a scrum feed for Moana Pasifika. Is Jonathan and Christian on. And there's a Jonathan Tamatine is yet to make his way out onto the field. And same with Christian Leliafano is not there yet. And also we have got their congrats on reaching 200 on the extras channel, says Sebastian. And yeah, I know that George is absolutely loving the editing process at the moment. He probably, I think the very first videos that he started editing were around their arc stage. And then from there, he has slowly just kept on going. And he's been very consistent over there on the channel. So I have to give him praise for that. And it is occasionally in the evenings now, I believe his new job, depending on the hours that he's got with working for his dad, I believe it is around that situation of maybe like 6 p.m. onwards in the evening he is free. So that is going to be our filming slot and editing and whatnot as well. So it will be interesting to see how much we can squeeze it in the next few weeks. But we do need more episodes of our Warriors career mode filmed, as I think we only got up to the first or second game of the season. And yeah, I just made Joe subscribe. And as says Brandon, but that is now going to be going forward. It's taken nicely by Onisi Ratave. And now he's starting to get a little bit of steam going. The big man from halfway goes straight up the middle. Oh, it's a great low tackle on him by Eritara Henry, though. Now Lamani goes short side. Deria Langi trying out the kick. And that is one thing that you can never underestimate for the Fijian Drua, is the fact that some of their forwards will kick the ball and try and take that risk. I know that that was one of the tries that they scored earlier on in the season, was actually a grubber in behind from Deria Langi, who did see the space. And also, can you read my question messages? And then also, I was online in the Brandon is this scored. The best way to check is there is an online section on the right-hand side, I believe it is, that you will be able to see exactly who is online for it. But now currently 22 metres out from the line, it is going to be all stolen by the Fijian Drua. So they are going to have this ball back, although in the breakdown straight away, Sione Tuipulotu, but it was a little knock on, they have said. And now it will be scrum feed for the Fijian Drua, and they will have a good attacking opportunity from only about 25 metres out from the line. That's the thing. I'm thinking of their back line for a second. On one side, you have got a very strong player in Vanaya Habosi. On the other side, you have got Onisi Ratave. And then in the midfield, you've got Ravovo and Vota. And then at fullback, if you need them, you've got Kitioni Talia. I think the Fijian Drua score a try here, the way that they are set up. As long as they do end up getting the scrum and winning the scrum, I think they will be able to get themselves a try. And also Noah, commentating the Blues tonight, bro. I certainly am. We are doing that game. And also the matchup taking place a little bit later on between the Waratahs and the Hurricanes. So be sure to stick around for those two. They are coming up very soon. I'm excited for that Reds-Blues game, though. It should be a very close one, hopefully. And Eden Park will certainly be coming alive for that matchup. And also 5 tries in the first this half, showing signs of less, says DJ Flexer. It is at the moment. I think it's become almost as if both sides are taking a little bit longer of the second half to work out exactly how the other side are going to be playing. But it's a good push from the Fijian Drua. A lot of pressure on Eritara Henry, or from Eritara Henry. And now Onisi Ratave. Ransar currently sitting 20 metres out from the line. Frank Lamani fires a back ball on the inside from Nasila Silla. Sets up Rarasia to be able to get smashed, unfortunately for him. In fact, it may have been Chris Namimbi, who only recently made his way out onto the park. Now sitting there with the ball, the Fijian Drua about 15 metres out. Alex McRobbie, good physicality from him to be able to wrestle the Drua player backwards. Now backline movement on Ainaya Habosi. has no space down the wing, but it looks like he's just going to keep on driving his legs. He's 5 meters out from the line. He had a couple Fijian Drua teammates with him. That ball was about to come out, but it is Frank Lamani who's been cleaned out behind, and it will become a scrum feed for Moana Pasifika. Great defense and awesome morning. Says Hemi there, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And also, Livestream is playing up. And there says Brandon, also Warriors are getting their asses kicked in such a poor season. Says Sebastian, I thought for a second you were actually talking about our career mode, which I can guarantee you it will be very similar to real life for that one. Because who were they playing today? I know that they were underdogs by quite a bit. And by getting their bottoms kicked, is it like really bad or is it like a few points down? I have a bad feeling it will be by like 15 though, or not 15, but like by somewhere around maybe 15 to 20 points, somewhere in that region, without actually looking at a rabbit. Oh, no, we're not good. We're not going to go well in that game, I wouldn't think. At the moment, William Arveli getting a little bit of attention on the sideline, getting his nose almost put back into place. Looks at it there. 20-point difference at halftime. There we go. That was a decent prediction from myself there, saying it's kind of 15 to 20. Unfortunately, it's on the higher side of things. Have we scored? Or is it 20-0? And also, how's Teller's playing so far? He's been a little bit more quiet than they would have liked, but all he's got to do really is keep on setting up those guys on the outside. When you have got Ratave and Abosi and those guys in the midfield that I mentioned a little bit earlier on, all you got to do is get that ball to them and they will be able to create the magic of your backline. So he's been distributing the ball pretty nicely. Hasn't really had a huge amount of running or kicking opportunities, but I believe he's got all of his kicks over. So far, 26-6. Oh, so we got one. That is the bonus. And also, we have that question for Hamish, New Zealand going to win in cricket, says Brandon. That is a tough one to predict because New Zealand currently, they're going to be up against a tough English side. And I know that England, they've had a little bit of a struggle in recent times, but I think they'll still end up going pretty well in this one. It looks like Solomon Kata might have a bit of an ankle injury at this current point of time, which is not what they want to see. He looks like he's swearing about it as well. He's not too happy, Solomon Kata, but now it looks like they are making the replacement. Solomon Kata off the field, and Henry Taifu makes his way out there. Hopefully that is nothing too serious. And Solomon Kata, I feel, will be one of the keys for them in the later stages. I've just realized that my Wi-Fi has started dropping out. One moment, I will try and fix that. We will go like this, and we will go like that. I think I fixed it. Yes. Okay, my Wi-Fi for 1 second there was trying to cut out a little bit. Don't really know why. It just decided to. And I got video ideas on Kiwi Lads Extra. I do a Sky City or City Skylines. We've actually got that game. So maybe we could look at doing it in the future, maybe. And also, let's go. Henry Taifu is in. And also can't wait for the squad announcements. Hopefully, they'll take into consideration the cricketers' performance in the county championship. I hope so. Because at the end of the day, with it being in England, surely you've got to go off form rather than name for those young guys. It's like if they're going to be playing in English conditions, some of those guys would have already played on some of these surfaces. So get them out there, get them some confidence, and maybe you build yourself up a future star in the making. Do you know what date these squads are going to be announced, Sebastian, out of any curiosity? I'm terrible when it comes to dates now, I've learned, in terms of when sides are getting announced. Rugby, cricket, the same thing. I just always seem to forget when they are coming out. That was a very rough scrum. It's gone straight sideways there. James Dominus said there is way too much movement there. I can't do anything with that, boys. Sort it out. Is about how he would have put it. Currently, like they're saying, some of these guys who have played for other countries after 3 years of being stand down or stood down, they will actually be able to have an opportunity of maybe playing for Tonga in the World Cup, and also should be late May. I don't know the exact date, though, says Sebastian there. Because I know that someone was saying the Springboks, they are announcing their squad very soon, but it was going to be within a 2-week window, which, I mean, that doesn't really tell us too much, does it, overall? But luckily for the cricket side of things, I think I've got all of my notifications on. And you guys, you're very quick. As soon as anything gets, announced, I wake up and then I've got, the list there. I'm like, sweet. It's worked out beautifully. But now, Eddie Tata Enery. Oh, that's a free kick to Moana Pasifika. And also go and drop and subscribe to the Kiwi Lads Extra if you like hearing George tell Hamish to F off. And there says Brandon. Yep, that he does very often. And then, but he did buy biscuits the other day, so I forgave him. It's the way to the heart through the biscuits. And also, we've got our Hamish. We've been mates for a long time. Now, can I ask you something? Uh-oh. I'm very nervous, Sebastian, but go for it. That's normally one of those ones how it's like, we've been mates for a long time. Can you just hide this from the police quickly? But hopefully that's not the case. Oh, Tawa Nawai. I don't know how he's get that ball in the field of play, but he's done very nicely indeed. Now it's going to be passed back across into the hands of Alex McRobbie. So hanging on to it, Michael Curry now goes back across. Now Edi Tara Inari on the short side goes to Solomoni Funaki. And it was almost stolen, but I think Dolakoto has given away that penalty, unfortunately, losing the footing underneath it. Also, we have got there out of the midweek Wallaroos Japan women's game go. It was actually Japan who were able to win that game up against them. And also, we've got there, would you mind loaning us Will Young and Colin de Grono as a 2 good on English wickets, says Sebastian. I think, we could allow it. Just like maybe if England, right, strategically show up with 9 and then be like, like what happens in like under 8s and whatnot, how it's like, we don't have enough players. Can we borrow some? And then we'll give you those 2. Surely New Zealand would allow that, wouldn't they? Probably not. To be honest, Sebastian, I thought it was going to be something a lot more serious than that. With such a, I guess, bold start of we've been mates for a long time now for that one. But I am willing to share the players. Very cold. And there's Brandon. But yeah, Japan able to beat the Wallaroos, which is a huge win for them. And it will give them a lot of confidence heading into the World Cup later on. And but it was only a couple points difference between those two sides. So Kopi Kepu now going off the field, and that is for Joe Apakatoa. And now, looks like Alex McRobbie also making his way off the field, and that is for Vaikoso Pulanaiti. Is now making his way out there. Gets a high five from Alex McRobbie, his teammate. And they both make their way off the field. Currently, Moana Pasifika, they have got themselves a line out 45 metres out for line. And the Sevens next weekend, says Mr. Billy. It is indeed, which is going to be pretty awesome to see. And it's women's Sevens. And also alongside that, it will be the men's Sevens side of things. So 2 massive competitions taking place in Toulouse. And we will be covering as much of it on the channel as we physically can. That ball's going to be available at the back now. William Marvelli goes back to Vaikoso Pulanaiti, and it looks like there's an offside penalty now, mate. I would dare ask for something completely out of order, says Sebastian there. I mean, to be fair, Discord's open if you do need anything. That sounds like it's like I'm some sort of dealer, doesn't it? But yeah, I feel like Discord, not a lot's off limits in terms of the, I guess, private messaging. That sounds really bad as well. Pretty much if you guys have anything that you do have going on, I am willing to have a chat. I just dug myself such a deep hole there. Not illegal stuff, I should mention. Still digging. I'll just go back to the rugby. 55 minutes gone in this game. Edi Tana Inari goes back across. It's going to be a loose ball, but they're going back for the initial advantage in favour of Moana Pasifika. Currently still 12-point difference. There has not been a single point of the second half. And 3 in a row up against the Fijian Drua. I believe that was Nasilasila there. And also we have there just I have night. And then there says Brandon also been having some decent cricket discussions with Gareth. I have seen that you guys have been chatting about the English side and also who you'd like to see kind of get added in there, which is quite cool to see because we haven't really got, I guess a lot of the people in there are more rugby. And I feel like talking about cricket in there is quite cool, because it shows them, I guess, what else is going on as well, if that makes sense. And it is quite cool hearing about, like, the kind of things that are going on. Unbelievable, not a point. They all must be told off at halftime, says DJ Flexer. Yeah, no one's really taken too many risks in the second half. But maybe Moana Pasifika can now try and change that momentum. It is going to be Edi Tara Inari off the field for Jonathan Samatine. Can that create an opportunity? I really hope there's some form of points in the second half. If there's not, that would be slightly, I guess, disappointing, but also at the same time, I mean, this game has been a very entertaining one between the two sides. It's gone down. It's going to be another advantage against the Fijian Drua. This could actually lead to a card relatively soon. And here we go. And now it's gone wide. Tawatawa Nawai takes it. And that will be the try, just as we were mentioning it. Tawatawa Nawai. Oh, that's annoying because I had his name written out before. but then his try was disallowed. So now I've got to write it out again. Tava, na, why. There we go. He has been able to score in the 56th minute. Yeah, perfect timing, they have just said. And it wasn't just perfect timing for them. It was perfect timing for when we had just mentioned it. And also we have there, what's for dinner tonight, Hamish says, Justin. To be honest, it's probably something pretty basic for I guess, that's the thing. For me, my dinner normally happens at like 1 a.m. because I normally have like a snack. So I'll probably have like a snack little like hot chips plate of something just at about maybe 9 or somewhere around there. And then from there, have my tea after the 3rd live stream before the 4th live stream. And try, says Sebastian with the Moana Pasifika. And also, I'm question for you, Hamish. What is 244 divided by 5 divided by 34? And there as well. Right, that is a tricky one, Brandon, overall. And also, Tawai has a big machine like Tuisova. He is indeed. And I know that Onisi Ratave is another player that has been compared to Tuisova. So there's a lot of Tuisova 2.0s running around out on the park at the moment. And that will be very good news for the Fijians. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, they are going to have some pure class out on the wings. That is a nice strike from William Arvelli. And now the score, ladies and gentlemen, does become 19 points to Moana Pasifika to 24. And at plus, wait a minute. Oh, that's a plus, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So it is 249 divided by 34, which will be a smaller number. Here you go. I feel like that's a cop-out answer, isn't it? But it's probably like 8, somewhere around 8.0 something, maybe, or somewhere around there. I can give you an approximate number, but I can't give you the exact decimals and whatnot. But that's going to be kicked off now. Kicked high by the Fijian Drua Nisi Ratave. That man has hit him extremely hard. I think he smacked his face, and he looks like he stayed down for a little bit of time on Nisi Ratave. But the worst thing about it is he's got the ball for a side, and Tuisova is just one of a kind player, says Edwin, exactly right. And that's the thing. That's why I say Tuisova 2.0. Like, everyone says that they're like Tuisova, but Tuisova's Tuisova. You can't really quite be the same as him. Same with someone in the midfield, like a Semi Radrara or anything like, or anyone like that. It's just one unique player. It's like how people at all, they just smack Didi Alangi in the face. Unfortunately for him, that was a knock-on against Moana Pasifika. But it's like the comparisons that we had right when Moana Pasifika, or not Moana Pasifika, sorry, right when Caleb Clark made his way into the All Blacks, everyone said he's the next John Olomu. But I feel like that's such a hard comparison to be able to do so. And also we've got the BMS. Oh, yeah, sorry, I did it around the wrong way, didn't I? For that one. So it would be 5 divided by 34. And then you would have to plus a whole heap. This is really hard on my brain, I'll be honest. That was a big contact for Onisi Ratave. So I don't think he will be able to continue in this match. For his teammate, he almost actually got stood on there. We've been watching the Roses game and the county championship in the last 2 days. Lancashire versus Yorkshire, Jimmy Anderson versus Root. At first, I love first-class cricket. Both will and should be in the England squad as well. I hope to see them both. Like, that's the thing. Jimmy Anderson, even though he is a lot older than a lot of players, he's still got a lot of years left in him by the looks of him. And he somehow kept his body in just pristine condition, even with all of his injuries for there as well. Currently now, Ravatamada making his way out on the field. That will be for Ratave, and also Matawalu is out there. And have you slept yet? Says Mr. Billy. I have indeed. I did end up going to sleep at about 7 a.m. yesterday, waking up at 3:30, and we got live streamed straight through to about 4 a.m., and I'll probably get to sleep at about 6. Go to sleep, wake up at about 3:30, do the game tomorrow, and then do the late night game if it's on New Zealand TV, which it may not be yet, which is a bit of a shame for Racing 92 and also La Rochelle, because I feel like that is a huge game, and it needs to be broadcast for the Champions Cup semi-final. Let's go draw, says Davida. And also here comes, says Brandon, that is going to be the penalty now to the Fijian draw. Now, strategically, this would make so much sense to take the 3 here because they are 5 points ahead. This would make them 8 points ahead, and that would give them a nice little lead. But it's whether or not they consider doing so. That will be the big decision. It looks like Tititela is going to be going for the kick. So smart move from the Fijian draw here at the moment. 196 conversions for Christian Laliafano, and he has been able to bring up a total of 1,000 points for all of the sides that he played at. And the crazy thing about Tuisova is he runs through people twice his size. The dude has no fear, says Edwin. And I think that's what makes him so dangerous, because people underestimate that they're going to be able to tackle him. They go, right, well, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, but then they're not, and he just runs over them. And you really, like, that's the thing. I'm a little bit sad that he's playing in France, only because sometimes out on the wing you don't get that opportunity as much as other places, if that makes sense. Like in Japan, he would not be allowed to play in Japan because he would just tear up everyone out on the wing. But, you know, somewhere like England, I would love to see him in England playing for someone, and it would just be absolutely incredible to see. And also, we've got that more Brandon is growing fast, and also Hamish, how are you, mate? Says striking down under, doing very well. Thank you, mate. Other than hay fever, which is still kicking me in the head. But other than that, I'm good. At this point in time, that reminds me, one moment, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Sorting out the hay fever once again. And that is now going to be a penalty to Moana Pasifika. That kick actually missed, I should mention, from earlier on, ladies and gentlemen. And I was a go, draw, go, and I was a trucking. And there says Sebastian, it also Tuisova built different. Exactly right. That man is, I mean, in the nicest way possible, he is a genetic freak. Because he's just, what is he, 100 kgs or 110 kgs of just pure muscle. But he doesn't, like, the thing that's confusing is normally people who are pure muscle don't really have a great amount of fitness. And the reason I say that is because sometimes, you know, muscle takes a lot more to work and a lot more energy, yet he somehow just keeps it going. And also we have got there, is anyone from PNBS High School? Palmerston Boys, is that? No, I might be wrong there. And also we have there, just yours, says Brandon, also Seb says tracking down under there, anyone from Palmy Boys? Okay, no, I did have it right. And they wanted also, I'm going to bed at 10:45 p.m., says Brandon there. So that will be about halfway through the third match of the night between the Waratahs and the Hurricanes. But currently 18 minutes left. We've seen a couple more handling errors creeping in for both of these teams. And just the recent time that also Felipe said go, draw a go. And the chat as well. But I do appreciate you guys all being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. And then alongside that, if you do want, or if you are in the mood for hitting that subscribe button, we've got the second channel, the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is our one that we do post some of the previews over on. And also, we do have a few of the other videos coming up on the channel that will be going over there. Pacifica, amazing, a game of it. And there says it was Richard. And also, we have got there the drawer, says fantastic Fiji Railways. And then also, we have got the QEC, says Justin. And also, my opinion, I think he has the perfect body for a wing. Other dude's cast is insane. Here's Edwin, yeah. Like, he's just a tank. Like the best way to describe him. He's just a beast out on the wing. Like, you watch those compilations of him running over people, and for one, it makes you not want to be a winger because you know that you might have to mark him one day. But the other side of things is he just keeps on going and going. That man has got a Warriors shirt on and a Warriors cap. And I feel like that is a big decision to wear as the Warriors are currently down by 20. And also we have got there, it's a nice looking stadium behind you. So he's trucking down under. I think the picture was taken on a very nice day by the looks of it, but it is Combank Stadium, or as I learned, or what used to be Bankwest Stadium. I actually didn't realize it had a name change, but it was in 2021. I think they changed the name. But yeah, it does look very nice at the moment. Parramatta Eels home ground. And also we have got the AA Hamish. Greetings all in the chat. Says Johnny Blaze, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And also, are you from QEC? And there, and also we have got there, I'm question for you, Hamish. What is your favorite rugby 15 yesterday? Right, all. Okay, favorite game I would say has to be Crusaders Brumbies, just because like that game was one of those ones that everyone had hyped up so much. I just hate how it ended because Ryan Lonergan was just like, nah, we'll kick it out, or we'll give it to them so that they can kick it out and we don't get the bonus point. And also the one in Palmy, says Richard there, big love Johnny, says Sebastian, the kick down fell from Lincoln McClutchy now on the halfway line, going back around. And as in the hands of Anaya Haborsi, a little bit of a nothing kick there. It goes straight to Tava Nawai, who's having a wrestling match with Haborsi and also Ravatamara. Now going short side, Jonathan Tamatine off to William Harveli, who was clotheslined almost. Got to be careful riding up with those tackles. We haven't seen a single card in this matchup, though, which is great to see. And also Sebastian, my man. And there says Johnny, but currently it is in the hands of Moana Pasifika. Oh, never mind. It's dropped. That was unfortunate timing, but now the Fijian Drua will have a good opportunity. That is also a knock-on. So it is going to be going back QEC 1 year from, or then Rangatiki. Hopefully I said that, Rangatike. It might be college. There says Justin. See, I don't really know my way around the North Island very well. And also we have got there, have you seen when Azilana Tuilangi versus Tuisova's brother, says Richard. That's the thing. The scary part is Tuisova does have a sibling, and he is also an absolute beast down the wing. And I feel like it's going to be interesting to see whether or not, imagine the Fijian combo, Tuisova one wing and his bro out on the other. And then you could have some of these guys in the midfield perhaps. Fiji has the team to win the World Cup, but just got to fix the issues of their game. And this is Edwin. And that's the thing, like Fiji, for me, like they've almost got that like natural talent, the way that they play. Like they've just got that almost same wavelength of just like going, right, I'm going to offload it. And then some other guy who wasn't even talking to him goes, I think he's going to offload it. And then they're just in position. If the discipline side of things does get sorted out, Fiji are definitely going to be a tough side to beat. And Tuisova got smashed by Manu Tuilangi. And there's Richard as well. I mean, that's the thing though. Every player who has smashed someone has been smashed by someone else, if that makes sense. That sounded weird. But like everyone has one day got him forced back. I mean, you see it all the time. Eben Etzebeth, the amount of big hits that man hits. And then after that, we've seen him get driven backwards in a tackle by someone who you wouldn't even expect to drive him backwards. I think it was one of the Irish players, wasn't it? Although, to be fair, you can't expect an Irish player to be able to drive you. Well, far out, this has been a good game, says Amelia. It certainly has been. Just a matter of same as Fata Tuilafu. And it's one of those ones, at the end of the day, if you get your head in the wrong place or you get your technique wrong, you are going to get bumped off, like no matter who you are, type thing. And also, that's a lie that never happens, says Edwin there. And also, we have got there far out. This has been a good game. And also, we've got there, Bro John Alomu got tackled by Brian Lima. And there says Richard. And also, it sounds like you just described the porn industry. Yeah, it does a bit. All Christians drop the ball. And it was a knock on. First by blue, then by white. It is now going to be Moana Pasifika scrum feet for this match. And also big Polynesian heavy hitters, says Johnny Blaze. And that's the thing. Having Tonga or Samoa in your Rugby World Cup pool, same as like having Fiji, you're just going to end up in that situation of, like, at the end of the day, you're going to end up getting sore after a game. I don't think anyone smashed Lover, and also Christian Leliafano in there from Richard. Currently now has got, yes, Lima has and another guy from France, and there says Richard. And also that already says Davida for that one, but currently 65. I can't believe how quick this game's gone at the moment. Also, we have got there, damn, there's a lot of knock-ons in this game. There is, unfortunately. We haven't had too many in the first half, I don't think, but then the second half, something's happened and everyone's just putting the ball down. And now the front rows are facing backwards. Okay, I think a player got cramp for the Fijian Drua, so they had to stop. And also big props to the Palmy boys. And there's Justin there. And also we have got there, he's not, well, that's not a smash and tackle, bruv. And there as well says it was Obi. Currently now 66 minutes through. And that's the thing, every time we have a scrum feed, it's going to take a little bit longer. And also Kalevi has said there, go Fiji all the way from Taiwan. So welcome in, mate. What time is it in Taiwan currently? Kalevi, do let me know. I believe is it early afternoon or maybe a little bit earlier on. I know we too good. And it says Richard, but that is going to be now the free kick in favour of the Fijian Drua. And he does take it quickly there for Matawalu. It was against Joe Apakatoa. And now it will be Ravovo breaking through the tackle, ball on the outside to Ravatamada. Now it's starting to open up nicely for the Fijian Drua. Great low tackle made though by Solomoni Funaki, and straight almost able to get the turnover there for Moana Pasifika. Now a good attack and run from, it was Ikanaveri. Now Matawalu goes back across to Nungusa, who has only just recently returned from his suspension. And he is going to be ready to go. The offside advantage against Moana Pasifika now. Nasila Silla moves up to the 22-metre line. He has dropped that ball and it will be going back for the penalty. And it's currently 2:20 p.m. And there says Kalevi. Okay, so I was a little bit off. So 4 hours behind us here in New Zealand. You guys are. Yeah, hopefully the weather is all right in Taiwan currently. I actually have a family relative who lived in Taiwan for quite a while, now lives in Australia. And also we've got there, those Irish are tough as Tick in there as well. And also, I hope Ireland can send a full stream team to muscle up the AB's team, says Johnny Blaze. I hope they do too. And I just hope that they don't end up with too many injuries in the upcoming games of the URC and also the Champions Cup, because that's probably the one that I'm a little bit more nervous about for the fact that they might end up with a couple injuries. The Fijian Drua are now going to be lining up the 3 points once again, and this time they have been able to get it. So because of it, it does make the score now 27 points to 19 in favour of the Fijian Drua. That kickoff, it will be going down to the 22, and Titatela does end up kicking it into touch. It's a good kick as well. And also Drua and also Bulavanaka Lake Show. And there's Seth Kalevi, and also shout out to the Polynesians and Fijians supporting this historic game. Says Justin, exactly right. At the end of the day, the reason these sides in the future will be successful is because of the backbone of the people who are supporting them now. And at the end of the day, if you've picked your side, if you're sticking with them throughout all of the years as they develop, I feel like it's going to be that much sweeter when you do end up getting yourself a championship, which might not be too far away, to be honest, looking at some of these guys and these lineups. But Jack Lamb, he will now be going off the field. That is for Sione Tuipulotu. Will be making his way off there. And now Moana Pasifika and the former Sam Molly will be throwing this in. And also we have got there 8 points. Moana need to score twice now. They certainly do. And this could be a good attacking opportunity for them to try and get themselves there first. It was Tava Tavanawai. Wasn't quite able to make his way through. Jonathan Tamatene, it's gone through his hands. It's gone backwards. It's a goal now. Lincoln McClutchy off to Christian Leliafano. So actually going with 2 fly half options. So I believe Christian Leliafano might be playing it inside centre currently, having a jump on that ball. It was Michael Curry. It's a great counteract from the Fijian Drua, and they've got that ball, and now going through Ravovo, back in his base. I don't think William Billy's going to catch him. He does, just from 5 metres out. And now they are going to have the advantage round the side, trying to use those big forwards in the form of Chris Namimbi. One more Ulia Kipper getting closer. And the Fijian Drua have turned this from defence into out-and-out attack. And now Apa Salumivota gets it down. And he scores the try for the Fijian Drua. And that turned it around pretty quickly. They were on the halfway line. Just one little mistake on the breakdown. And then it was capitalised on big time. And also Vatu Bulavanaka from Visi Tale. And there's hopefully I've said that correctly. And also Wellington weather is pretty crappy right now. Says Justin. Also we really nailed the defence. And there, Mum's Pumpkin Soup. And also we have got there. This will be a good game of a Pacific rivalry. It's a Pacific rivalry between the two Pacific brothers. Exactly right. And the thing that I love about this rivalry side of things is both sides are in that same boat. They've just been added into the competition. So I think they both want each other to succeed. And I've just got it in my head. Imagine 5 years' time, we see a Super Rugby final, Moana Pasifika versus Fijian Drua. I feel like that would be an absolutely awesome way of it turning around. And never mind, says Sebastian, although that was still a good tackle. It's just, unfortunately, they weren't quite able to stop there in Tosa Drua. And this is Ulamita. And also, I wish there was a Samoan and Tongan separate team, says Richard there. Although I guess future, maybe we do get to that stage of them having them all separate. And you kind of have Manu Samoa added to the competition and also a Tongan side. Oh, what's the nickname for the Tongan side? I can't remember it, but it's kind of like 3 letters and then 4 letters. I think it is Tahi. Aiki Tahi? No, I'm not too sure what it is, so I'm not going to offend anyone with that. Tosa Grua. And it says at Alomita, and also we got the Vesi in the chat as well. But currently on the halfway line, it will be kicked off by Moana Pasifika. That's the one. Akalitahi. That is what I was thinking of. I think I got the second half, didn't I? But I didn't quite get the rest of it. And now it is going to be passed back across. Nicely done by Jack Lamb, Moana Pasifika. Now they are going to need some very successful moments in the last 10 minutes of this game if they do want to get themselves not just the bonus point, but also try and get back into the win column. So they will need 2 converted tries and something for them to be able to win this game. But now Jonathan Tamatena gets this ball off the back for Henry. Teammate Stowers and also Bullet says Joseph. And there as well. Welcome, mate. Hope you are doing well. Hope everyone is doing well and have been enjoying this commentary of the match. If you are new to the channel, it is hugely appreciated if you do want to hit that subscribe button. That was a knock on. It's going back for the penalty, though, in favour of Moana Pasifika. But yeah, anyone in that subscribe button is hugely appreciated. Even in that like button is also hugely appreciated as well. And if you do want to help support us, we have also got the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, which is our second YouTube channel where we do post a whole heap of previews of Super Rugby over there. So yeah, if you do want to check that out, it is hugely appreciated as we are currently on the road to 1,000 over there, and we are currently sitting on 858. And if you guys do want to help us out, it is hugely appreciated. I think by the end of the day, we have got the potential of making it up to 875 over there. So if you do want to help make that a reality, be sure to check that one out. But now Caleb Munsey will be making his way out onto the field. And I'll say how many minutes left. Says Joseph, we have currently got 7.5 minutes left. And I'll say Kiwi Lads Reds calls you honey. And they have Fijian Drua first season 2 wins. I'm satisfied. Says Lake Show. And also we have got there, they're buzzing out of things in there, says Mark. But now Sam Molly about to look for the throw. I think. He was doing this signal, which normally doesn't mean something good. So I think Sam Molly is just going to be drawing the ball once again. Oh, there's a player getting taken off the field. And unfortunately, so Real Toki Otama looks like it's some sort of injury to the ankle, unfortunately, which does mean that he might not be out there for the rest of the game and maybe the rest of the season, depending on how it recovers. They've gone over the top. It is going to be a loose ball, brilliantly done by the big replacement, Akinaveri. He's been able to get straight on it, and now Matawalu fires it back to Tetetela, who does get a clearance going. And almost, yes, it does go into touch. So they will not be able to take that one quickly. But now it is a line out for Moana Pasifika, still inside of the 22. Or in fact, just outside of the 22. So they do need to try and make this one work. Because if they get it wrong, then it could end up costing them maybe even another try. That's the thing. The Fijian Drua, their counter-attacking play is brilliant. And as soon as they get half an opportunity, they will run straight through you. They've still got Habosi out on the wing. They've got Ravatamada. That one was also loose. It wasn't completely straight. You'd have to argue, but they have said it's all right. And because of it now, Henry, teammate Stowers getting an attacking run. In fact, it might have been the replacement. That's going to be the penalty for Moana Pacifika and Fijian Drua. First team to score 3 tries in 5 minutes. Twice this season. Yeah, they're an incredibly impressive side. And that first game, I think it was up against the Reds, wasn't it? Where they just went try. And there were hopes that maybe they'd get back into that contest. And now Michael Curry, good run forward. It's going to pop out the back. Now it's almost, yes, it's knocked on from Jonathan Tamatine. And it's another mistake. And because of it, Ulia Kepa has got this ball. And he's starting to get the legs pumping. The big man, the replacement. Lucia Prop now ball on the outside. And it is going to be Akinaveri. That man has got some great pace for a forward. He's chipped it in behind. And so I'm waiting for the bounce. William Arvili gets on it. And Caleb Munsey's trying to counter ruck. It's actually going to be taken back by the Fijian Drua. Akinaveri once again. That man has got super sub written all over him. Matawalu now gives it off to Munsey. It's a knock on from the Fijian Drua. But what a play that was. That was absolutely incredible from Akinaveri. First of all, he ran down the wing as if he was a winger. Then he chips it in behind. Then from there, he wasn't able to get the ball back, but his teammates then worked hard in the breakdown. Then he picks it up off the back, goes around the side again, makes another 15 metres, and then almost goes over. Full strength Samoa and Tonga teams as mouth-watering the likes of Izzy Filau Piatel, Malakai Whekatoa, Docs, and there as well. And also we have got there Stephen Luatua, etc. would be, or how good would those two teams be? Yeah, they would be very impressive. And with the new, I guess, regulations of how you can get qualified for certain international sides, maybe we do get to see it in a few years' time. I know that you need 3 years of downtime from your current international side. And you also have to be born in that country, I believe, is the other way that you can end up making the switch. But currently now, it's pretty well done by Akinaveri, and Hirete Hatit was loving it on the sideline. He couldn't quite believe his eyes with the way that that man was gliding down the wing, but he's still puffing. And fair enough, because that was an absolutely brilliant run from Akinaveri, but currently only 5.5 minutes left, or 4.5 minutes left now, in fact, of this game. The next game that we are going to be doing on the channel, it will be starting at 7 a.m. That's a lie, it's 7 p.m. And that will be the matchup between the Blues and the Reds. Roast chicken for dinner, and for a draw win, I'm happy. So here's Mr. Billy there as well. Well, it looks like it's gone down in the front row. It's an awkward one, but it's bouncing out the back for teammate Stow is now going out to Jonathan Tamatene. It will be going back for that initial penalty, and you don't have to be born. It has to be your parents, and then a 3-year stand down in there. Oh, sorry. So it is your parents had to be born there. I think it is, isn't it? But they haven't extended it as far as grandparents at this stage. I think it's the rule that they've gone with, or something along those lines, so that they don't have like random people going random places, I guess you could say. So 3 years, I think Malakai Whekatoa, does he just miss out on the World Cup. That one has not found touch for them. And now it is going to be a nice pass on the inside. Big shot on Habosi. The Fijian Drua still have it. And once the Fijian boys are on the outside, don't even bother trying to chase them. Those boys are fast. I've seen that far too many times growing up. Says Johnny Blaze. Yeah, as soon as they get any type of space, like that was a replacement hooker who was running like he was a winger. Ulia Kepa, he's been looking very strong since making his way out onto the field also, and also Hade. And then also, grandparents. Oh, it's a grandparents also. Oh, so I guess, we might see a few players going to different places. But I guess it's good for the game overall. If you're not going to select for one side and you do have that tie, like at the end of the day, you can see how it goes. But we're going to see Vinaya Habosi. He was hit hard by Vaikoso Pulanaiti there, but he just bounced off it. And also Hade, even the forwards, says Richard there. And that's why they're so dangerous in sevens, Fiji, because you can't stop any of their players. Like, even the guys who are supposed to be slow are quick. And, like, as soon as they get space, like, nah, you're not catching them. They are gone. Currently 2.5 minutes left in this second half of this game. And then the next game, like I mentioned, it is the Blues taking on the Reds. And also those lads are gifted, bro. And there it says Johnny Blaze, just absolutely brilliant genetics to be able to run that quick. And also Pitao Fikatoa and Falau all qualified. So hopefully we do get to see them. Who's the Tongan player who misses out by about a couple months? Do you know who that is? Marika, do let me know, because I know that they were talking about it a while ago, how there was a player who really wanted to qualify, but his 3-year stand down or something was going to be just after the World Cup. And that was going to be when it finished. It might have been a Tongan player or it might have actually been a Samoan player. But someone was going to do the transfer, but they just missed out due to the cutoff dates, unfortunately. But now ball on the outside goes off into the hands of Nautamofe. Tava Nawai. Bump off. Gives it off to Tamatine, who's been dragged down by Nangusa Lamapa. That is the name, Nari Lamapa. He's the one who I was thinking of, who was just going to miss out. And also we have got there, they are for Tonga. And then also Vinaya Habosi is a beast. The dude is small. He just runs around them and through them, and he is lightning fast. He is indeed. And he might get an opportunity to test out some of that speed soon if the ball can be intercepted. But William Havili, wow, big shot on the 22. And it was the captain, Didier Langi, who has not given up yet. And the thing is, Moana Pasifika, they have scored 3 tries throughout this game. The Fijian Drua, I believe they are actually sitting on 5 tries at the moment, if I'm not wrong. But I might have to quickly do the maths. Shirika Davita, Habosi, and it was also Vorta's got 2. No, okay, they've only got 4. I was going to say they might almost be able to get themselves a bonus point if they get one more try. And also, by the way, Julian and Denny Solomona are qualified for Samoa. Jeez. I really want to see at least one of those guys. I don't think Julian will do it. He might if the money's right. And also if he really, I guess, wants to stir the pot a little bit. Because at the end of the day, like, if he's qualified for it, he should be allowed to. But I know that will rub a lot of people the wrong way. And I feel like it shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, if you're not going to put him in your side, like, they should have, like, the opportunity to play for someone else type thing. And Sakopu Tololatu, Roriano Coleman, 2, I think, Marco and Billy Vunapola, and 4 says Marika. Well, that one, but currently now it is going to be starting to roll forward for Moana Pasifika. If they score now, they don't actually get themselves the bonus point, but they'd still love to be able to keep on going now. Passing it back across Jonathan Tamatine. After Lincoln McClutchy now, Henry Taifu tries to find the offload. I think it was a little knock on the ground, but they have to play on just for now. Tima Whaina Nuku having a shocker trying to pick up that ball. He's been pushed in the back. That's a knock on from Lincoln McClutchy, but now Onisi Ratave. He's picked the ball up, and that will be the try at the end of the game. Onisi Ratave with the big dive, and that will be the last try of the match for the Fijian Drua. And they have been able to go on for the try. It got very scrappy at the end there. And now, Onisi Ratave, he has 7 tries this season, they have just informed us. That is incredible that he has got that many. At the moment off the bench, I believe it was Cyril Togiotama was celebrating, and then he also sent a nice message to the camera. And also, Karifi might play for Samoa and Avaya Fafita, and also all these blokes qualify for Tonga selection. What a team. And then I haven't been in for a long time since we've met. Says Aussie Cricket, so welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Currently, very nice finish to the match. Also, Fijian Drua scored. They did indeed. Actually, they may not have. I think they're checking something here. Okay, they're checking to see whether or not he was pushed off the ball. He was, to be fair. But I thought they were just playing on because it was just in front of like everyone, and they said it's all good. So, and then I think it's going to be Vinaya Habosi. I mean, he got a push in the back. Okay. It's going to be no try for Onisi Ratave in the end because of the push off the ball. I know they are going to be taking it back, and it is going to be a penalty to Moana Pasifika. So this game's going to continue going for a little bit longer by the looks of it, and also going Pacifica Rugby, or Pacific Rugby, says Marika, exactly right. Like, at the end of the day, this is a showcase of two sides that haven't played in Super Rugby up till this season, and it's just going to be very exciting. Unfortunately for Onisi Ratave, he did a massive dive for his try, but it is going to be taken away from him, sadly. And this game had mean tries. It did indeed a lot of good ones. It looks like Moana Pasifika, what do they decide to do here? I think they're trying to decide because they are currently sitting. They can't get themselves a bonus point at this point in time, but they've decided we don't care. We're going to go for the corner anyway. And I was like, well, there goes my hopes for Moana. Back to the Blues. There's Dwayne there. And I was like, Hamish, did these two teams do a pre-game ritual Haka war dance earlier on? They did indeed. They did have to face off, and it was pretty intense for them. And also, we have got there. Do you feel like the TMO kind of drags the game? Says Edwin. To an extent, I would say yes. Because for that one, I feel like since it was the 80th minute, I know that it can make a big difference in the end, but it was one of those ones that, unless it's something pretty serious, I think they should kind of, they're going to kick it out anyway there for the Fijian Drua. And that will now be the end of the game. And the end score, 34 points to 19 in favour of the Fijian Drua, doing very nicely in their first ever battle up against Moana Pasifika and getting themselves a win now. Kiwi Lads, or Kiwi Lads, how's your week been? It's been quick. It's gone very fast. But at this stage, it is almost coming to an end. Only another 5 live streams for this weekend that we have got. And then after that, we are going to be back in for some more action for the sevens, for the Super Rugby, for the URC. You name it, it's coming up on the channel as well. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, I should say, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you do want something to do before our next live stream that is going to be firing up at 7 o'clock, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. It's got a few previews over there, and also there will be a preview coming out on the main channel in about 7 minutes' time for the matchup taking place between the Reds and the Blues. But be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all